for my sisters trapped in religion. Wake up and free the babies. Sa.neter speak the truth, he's on a mission. Yeah. The house of consciousness, the final call. Will your Bible thumpers wake up or just fall? The house of consciousness, the final call. Stop believing in fairy tales, especially cause I used to use the Bible like a lantern in the night, trying to wake up my sisters to the light. Yeah, the house is closing in and it's a total mess. You ignore my wisdom, the ultimate test. Step inside the showcase, the toughest terrain where the truth hits hard. The cut spring pain, I try to wake you with the word in my hand to get you to the truth, to help you understand. I gave you the scriptures, chapters and verse. I gave you the keys to break the curse. I gave you Torah to unlock with keys. Break the mental chains and be the house of consciousness. The final call. Will your Bible thumpers wake up or just fall? The house of consciousness. The final call. Stop believing in fairy tales, especially wake the sisters up with the fire in their soul, taking back their story, gaining full control. Get your mind right, leave the Bible behind. The Bible is not your history, your soul will be hard to find. Welcome to the HOK, where the truth resides. No more hiding in the pews where the die. We speak against the Bible just to wake the inner sight. Come inside the HOK doors, we bring the light. The house of consciousness. Will your Bible thumpers wake up or just fall? Stop believing in fairy tales, especially sa.neter. Don't stop, wake the sisters up. Don't stop, wake the sister up. I won't stop. I won't stop. I won't stop. Sa.neter. Don't stop, wake the sisters up. Don't stop, wake the sister up. I won't stop. I won't stop. I won't stop.
Is Dr. Reggie trying to handcuff Jabari by sabotaging the debate? What do you mean, sa.neter? We're going to find out in a minute. I got my brother here. Brother Jabari Osaze is in the building. Dr. Reggie. I think Dr. Reggie is getting under the skin of Jabari, Professor Jabari Osaze. I don't know. I think Dr. Reggie might be getting to our brother Jabari Osaze. I don't know.
Peace, brother. How you doing?
Peace and blessings. What's going on with you, brother? You all right, man?
I'm good. I'm good.
I ain't never get an early morning call from you like this, waking me up early in the morning, man.
That's not true.
I be knocked out, brother. You know, I be up late doing things, brother.
I texted you a message last night, and I saw you had called me several times last night. So when I woke up in the morning, I called just to make sure that I was able to.
Yeah, I called to tell you that we got a scheduled appointment for Monday to be on the Underground Railroad show, my brother Rich, so we can do some promotion over there as well.
Yeah.
And then I think I got Reggie probably the next day over there, so we're going to get it in and promote.
I wanted to go live with you today, though, because I think that one of the things that has happened in recent days also will demonstrate some of the hypocrisy of my opponent. And rather than not calling it out to the family, I think that they needed to hear what happened. Because I think that it's important for them to be clear about it, because it will once again elucidate how my opponent, how Reggie moves in the world. And so that's one of the reasons why I'm here with you today, because I just want to call it out. I won't be here long, maybe about an hour, sa.neter. But I think it's important for us to call it out so that you can see what happened. So you can see what happened. By the way, you should know that you scheduled this show some time ago, right? Earlier today. And I see Reggie in the chat saying this is his show. I won't disturb directly. Just a few moments ago, he just played music and was dancing.
I was
so weird.
Reggie was live?
He is so weird.
hold up. You telling me Reggie was live?
Yes.
And he
just
was
a few
dancing?
moments ago. The folks in the audience probably saw it.
And he was dancing?
He was just dancing to music. Poorly, I might add. Poorly. Just weird. Just weird. I wasn't
getting under your skin, Jabari. I think you're trying to get under your skin, man.
So that it's not even like I'm like upset or anything. I'm just sitting there scratching my head like, what is happening right now? You know what I mean? Because I went into the room thinking it was you, right? So anyway, that's kind of what he tries to do. And you're going to continue to also see him glazing all the people in the chat. People he's had arguments with. Now, all of a sudden, they're brother, they're intelligent, all this other stuff. You know that Reggie, another name for Reggie is Captain Crash Out. He's crashed out on half of these people, but now he's speaking to them politely because he's trying to glaze them up for the debate. I think that anyone who's been here long enough will be able to see that. But let me show you what he did. I'm going to call him out for it so the family is aware. He thought he was going to completely tie my hands. But in actuality, what will happen is he will be able to see what actually he did, and everyone else will know as well. So take a look. Share this for a second. Share this for a second. And I think the video might be a little low, but we'll give it a try. Here we go. Please share that. And I want you to be really clear that there are several scholars, several elders that Reggie respects. There are a few that he respects, and he mentions them liberally. In this particular debate, he has been trying to pretend that they agree with him. You've heard this before. He's trying to pretend that they agree with him. Take a listen to how he talks about this particular elder, Dr. Reggie Amen. Take a listen. Let me make sure it's back at the beginning. Hold on.
Dr. Reggie Amen, right? I have seen also their practice. I think
Wait, let me see if I can turn that up. Can you hear that, sa.neter?
Yeah, I heard it nice and clear.
Okay. So then I won't worry about the sound. Let's just keep going.
Dr. Reggie Amen, of all the people I've ever encountered, she has the most stable and consistent and beautiful practice of Nile Valley culture in her teachings and her life. That's Dr. Reggie Amen.
So he talks about Reggie Amen. He holds her in high regard. And there were the actual list of scholars he would mention was larger. But what ended up happening, and I wish that sa.neter was doing what he does, right? Part of what sa.neter does is like reporting, right? So some time ago when we were having this discussion, he actually decided that what he would do, you would do, is you would call Baba Infundishi, someone who has studied the language and taught the language for many, many years, someone that Reggie always said he had lots of respect for. You called him, and Infundishi said the same stuff that I say, using many of the same terms about the Neteru. Notice that Reggie doesn't mention him anymore, because he realized, this elder don't agree with me. And so I want you to look at, once again, let me go through this. This is Rakeli Amen's book, A Life-Centered, Life-Living Ma'at. That's the name of her book. And you may remember that I asked Reggie, well, have you read this book? Are you familiar with it? He said no. This book was printed, I think, in 1988, by the way, and still in print. So it's amazing that he's known her for so long, but has not gotten his hand on this book, hasn't looked at it. Clearly, it is about the Kemetic spirituality. By the way, Stephen Jones, we are live, just so you know. Sometimes he must come in when you're re-airing something and go, am I live? What is this? Yes, we are live, just so you know that we're live. Take a look at some of what she said, right? First of all, you should see that this book has a section on the Neter or Neteru. And it says here, the Kemites conceived of all of the infinite manifestations of existence as being one organic whole, which they call Neter or Neter. Neter is a totality of existence. In ancient Kemetic texts, all existence is called Neter. All existence is one. The word Neter is written, she's continuing to describe what it looks like. So this gives you a sense that she's going to deal with this issue. Let's continue. Another way of expressing the one is atum, the complete one, the totality of the infinite forms of existence. In the ancient language, atum means complete. Also, there was the principle called amen, hidden, the unknown creative forces of the multiverses. Notice she's using the term forces, a word that Reggie always makes a comment about when I use it. It is no coincidence the word amen was retained by all the Western religions, which were influenced by Kemet out of a deep respect, blah, 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 blah. Then there was the concept of, notice she says concept, of many Neter or Neteru. These are infinite manifestations or forms of Neter, that is the infinite forms of existence, infinite parts of the whole, including all mass, spirit, and energy. Now she's using the word energy. Now she's using the word energy. These are the two words that Reggie always makes comments about. Qualities, consciousness, solar systems, gases, earth, sun, water, air, man, and so on. I want you to look at the way she is describing this. She also says, it seems that the Kemites realized that the ultimate cause which brought about the coming into being of all existence was hidden and not knowable to humans. I have said that. This thought is expressed by the word amen, which means hidden or hide. Every Neter is a combination of myriad Neteru, which contains some essence of each in different proportions. Look at how she continues here. Such as atoms tend to be composed of different particles of varying degrees. For example, Ra being light energy. Light energy is Neter, which contains the essence of light. The essence, these are all phrases I use. The essence of light in the greatest proportion, yet also contains other Neteru in lesser proportions. Let's jump down to the next paragraph. Concepts and attributes are also Neter. The Neter of the process of coming into being of life is also called elements of creation, were named and defined specifically. These would be Nu, the primordial liquid, to which all existence existed potentially. Atum, the complete one, masculine and feminine elements of infinity, masculine and feminine elements of darkness, moisture, air, Amen, the hidden, the unknown, there is a need in humans to give expression to neter. The Kamites often referred to neter by names of attributes of qualities of human beings and animals. I just want you to be clear that she is saying what I say. And once again, she even goes to Ma'at, and she says Ma'at is symbolized. These are symbols. Symbolized by a woman wearing a wing feather of a male ostrich on her head, and sometimes by the feather alone. By the way, you'll even notice that I have the feather back here as well. Do you notice that? Right? I carved that. I carved that.
Oh, you made that yourself?
I carved it. I carved regularly. Some of the stuff you used to see when I still had my house, sa.neter, was stuff I carved. Right? Because the carving is bringing into being. It was a form of meditation for me. This is all really important. Reketti Amen is someone who she's one of the two people that I know in our community that has a doctorate in Egyptology. There are only two people I know. There are lots of other scholars that have degrees, but these two have degrees in Egyptology. She is an expert in the Kemetic language. Notice how her description is in many ways verbatim my description. Because this is what you understand when you read the text. This is what you understand when you read the text. It's not just our conception of the neteru. You read the work. You read the words of the ancients, and this is how you understand their nature. So let's continue. Now I'm going to show you something that happened yesterday. So understanding that Dr. Amen was someone that Reggie respects, someone that is highly respected in our community. She is a scholar with a doctorate, and she's also a priestess. I said, I'm going to have a discussion with Reketti Amen. I'm going to call her, and we're going to do an interview. And we had, I would say the conversation lasted for about an hour. It was an excellent conversation about the nature of the neteru. I told her that I intended, because there was so much confusion on the nature of the neteru, I thought that being an elder scholar, someone that is deeply respected, she could shed light on the topic. That is what happened. We had a wonderful conversation last week. I told her I would play it in Kemetic Ascension, which is the spiritual gathering that the Shrine of Ma'at does. And I would also play excerpts of it publicly on sa.neter. I said that to her. Okay? I got a text yesterday from her. It says, you can read it yourself. We can just keep this a conversation between myself and you. The subject we discussed is very deep, and there's so much more to it than we discuss. I do not want anyone to misunderstand or misinterpret anything I said. Dua. So she was asking me not to air her 1 hour conversation, a 1 hour conversation from an elder. And I told her after the conversation, I would love to get her on sa.neter to talk about this. But I want you to hear this. Reggie has called me a liar when I told him that there were elders I wanted to come onto your channel. But here Reggie is preventing perhaps one of the most veritable elders from coming on your channel.
Damn.
So listen to what I said. I understand. I truly wanted our words to bring clarity to the subject. The chief person who has been misrepresenting the neteru is Reggie Mabry. Notice there's no doctor in front of his name. That would be offensive to her, someone who actually has a doctorate. The chief person who has been misrepresenting the neteru is Reggie Mabry. As an atheist, he has stated that he has taken upon himself to kill all cults. Should I assume he called you? Now, folks, did you think I was going to just take her text and not say, something fishy is happening? We were talking for some time. Now all of a sudden you don't want us to play our piece. What did she say? Reggie did call me today. I do not want to be in the middle of an argument and not be able to speak myself. Okay, so reading that, you might say, well, let her come on and speak herself. Listen to what she says next. This is why I have always opted not to be a presenter on sa.neter. I also told him not to use any of my personal discussions I've had with him on the same topic. Thanks for understanding, Ankh and Ma'at. I want you to be really clear. What is Reggie afraid of? What in the potential conversation that I had with Raketi Amen made his spine turn yellow? Why did he think he needed to prevent the elder from being heard on one of the biggest platforms she can possibly be heard on? You should know that he recognized that he was going to look bad because for so many years, he has said he respects her scholarship. In fact, he's even mentioned her in contrast to me. I'm not trying to sit in the same room with Raketi Amen. She's been doing this much longer than I have. But that's what he's done. And I have been saying the elders don't agree with you. So he went behind and tried, and actually, in this instance, succeeded in preventing you, family, from hearing what this scholar needs to say about such an important topic. I'm going to tell you, this is kind of underhanded. It's kind of underhanded. So, folks, you are not going to hear Raketi Amen's position on this. But the reality is, some of you should already know that she's been clear in her writing. I just showed you what she said. You knew what she was going to say. He knew what she was going to say once I called him on it when we were together on your channel, sa.neter. Because when he was here, I kept saying, are you sure she agrees with you? Clearly, she doesn't. He doesn't want you to hear it. And he even mentioned it was going to come on your channel, and she said, this is why she's not been a presenter on your channel, sa.neter. He says he promotes your channel. He says he supports your channel. He says, I've been your right-hand man. Not yesterday he wasn't. Not yesterday he wasn't. He didn't try to convince her that being on sa.neter was a good idea. Instead, he wanted to put the sabotage in the works. And because I respect Dr. Amen, I am not going to play her interview. She asked me not to. I'm not going to. It's really unfortunate that you all don't get to hear what she said. It's really unfortunate. This would have added some clarity. He's called me a heretic. Am I a heretic when the elders agree with my assessment?
Hey, real quick, Brother La, stop saying that. The debate is going to happen, brother. It's already down. It's set in stone. Come on, man. Ain't nobody falling out. The debate is down.
I'm not backing out. But on the same token, I am sure that some people would have expected, I know that Reggie probably expected, that he would get her to say that I would not play the debate and that'd be the end of it. You never hear about it. Why did he think that? I think the community needs to know, number one, that Reggie recognizes that this elder who he has been speaking about for over a decade, the video I played you of him talking about is over a decade old. He recognized that the elder that he's talking about, that he says has the most beautiful iteration of the Kemetic tradition. He thought that he would actually cut me off at the pass and prevent you from hearing it. In addition to that, she very clearly said, by the way, I brought up sa.neter in the beginning, but she very clearly said, Reggie did call me today. I do not want to be in the middle of an argument and not be able to speak myself. Clearly, what I would have said is, well, Dr. Ahmed, why don't you come on even before the debate? If you don't want this to be an interview that I play, how about you come on and talk to sa.neter? But then she next says, that is why I've always opted not to be a presenter on sa.neter. Did Reggie then say, priestess, elder, no, sa.neter's channel is amazing, you should come on? Obviously not. This is sa.neter's right hand. This is someone that supports the channel by preventing this community from hearing from her. And this is also someone who has called me a liar when I told him that there were several people I wanted on sa.neter's channel. And sa.neter, if he doesn't know what I'm talking about, sometimes it goes nowhere. That's what happens. I have love for sa.neter. Sa.neter can't know everything. He can't know everyone. So sometimes when I suggest someone, he has no frame of reference to understand. It's almost like I'm talking another language. That's what it is. It's okay. He'll figure it out eventually and he'll have that person on. Same thing with Bonacci. He said, he's a liar. He didn't try to get him on. He brought Bonacci on to try to ask him to talk about the same topic. And I guarantee you that he's recorded Bonacci in the last 2 weeks to try to use him in the debate. I guarantee it. I guarantee you he's spoken to Mfundishi to try to use him. Family, you should know that they're not going to agree with him.
Well, I think, Jabari, y'all on your own on this debate. You're going to have to come out the woodworks, Jabari, and I just hope you got enough information to...
You know why I'm not on my own sa.neter? Because scholars write things down.
True.
I have their writing.
Mm-hmm.
I have Bonacci's writing. I have Raketi Amen's writing. I should show it to you. And by the way, you notice Reggie had not read it. These are people who have written things. And you're going to see those things in our debate. And afterward, family, because I think this is a topic that you should understand, whether you are a person who follows Kemetic spirituality or not. Why wouldn't you want to know about these ancient traditions? Why would he feel that it's appropriate for him to prevent those words from being heard? Why would he do that? You know why he didn't do it. You know why he's doing it. So when you see Reggie, ask him, why did you go behind sa.neter and Jabari's back and prevent Raketi Amen from being heard on sa.neter? That's what you need to ask him. Because she talked about you, sa.neter.
Damn.
She talked about you.
Bad or good?
Ask him. Don't let him run up. What'd you say?
Bad or good?
You weren't listening?
No, I was listening. I'm just
listen to what she said. I'm gonna put it on the screen again.
No, I heard you. I heard it.
No, but you gotta read it. This is about you. Put it on the screen. She said, Reggie did call me today. I do not want to be in the middle of an argument. By the way, are we arguing or are we debating?
Debating.
A debate should actually be something respectful where we handle issues and talk about ideas. He must have made her think it was an argument. I do not want to be in the middle of an argument and not be able to speak myself. When I first read that, I said, fine. What we'll do is we'll have you on. But then I read the rest. This is why I have always opted not to be a presenter on sa.neter. She's talking about you. That's what he did. That's what he did. So essentially, he said to her, you're going to be in an argument with me and Jabari. I know he's trying to use you. Use her. If you had seen the interview, family, I didn't use her. I asked her lots of issues, and more than just the issues of the discussion of our debate, by the way. We spoke for an hour. I already told my shrine I had a really powerful conversation with Rekedia Men, and I can't wait to play it for you. They're looking forward to it. Well, now Reggie has gotten it to the point where she doesn't want it to be public. That's what he did. That's what he did. So, it's snaky. It's snaky.
Well, I guess Reggie learning how to play chess or something. I don't know.
That's not playing chess. That's playing stab your brothers in the back.
Damn.
That's what that's called. Because the reality is, she has an issue about you. Did he repair that in her mind? Obviously not. Obviously not. This is the guy that says he's sa.neter's right hand.
I got to call him myself.
I'm going to tell you one thing. Reggie has one right hand in front of sa.neter's face, but the left hand got a knife in it, stabbing him in the back.
Oh man.
Look at both of Reggie's hands. That's what happened. Amin Ra McCarthy, someone I respect dearly, says, not necessarily, Brother Jabari. Brother, how else could you read this? Rekedia Men, it's not like I didn't have the full conversation with Rekedia Men. She knows what we talked about. She knows that it was respectful. She knows that I didn't twist her words. She knows that there were things that she said that I didn't necessarily agree with, and we talked extensively. She knows this. Why would she not want that out there? Because he told her we're having an argument. He didn't say this is a scholarly debate.
I understand her position, though. She don't want to be she don't want to be in the middle.
I do too. But I want you to understand that this happened because of what he did. That's what happened. Now, family, you already know what she believes because she wrote it down in 1988. You already know how she feels. You know that she describes this the way that I describe it. You know this because it's been written. But you're not going to see her live talking.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do, Jabari, to win back your audience? Because it looked like Reggie have done a great job of converting the people, man.
I don't think that Reggie has done a great job. I think what I am arguing is something that is unfamiliar to many people. Mm-hmm. Reggie can barely put 3 words together articulately. He has not done a great job. But what he is doing is that he is playing on something that sounds familiar. So I was always going to have the uphill battle. And I'm going to tell you, I relish that because it is a topic that I think is interesting. It's a topic that I think people need to hear about. That's what I'm saying. This is the same dude that is on my tour of the Met and telling people on my tour that he can't stand my tour. He's going to take them off and show them something else. That's who this is. This is the same dude that has things to say about my wife and then my ex-wife behind my back. The same dude that has things to say about my current wife behind my back. And the thing that's always strange to me is I always think, why would he not know that it's going to get back to me? Because the people he's talking to are people that I actually know well. Reggie and I have known each other for darn near 40 years now. They're
Brother
very
Lyle,
good people.
Brother Lyle, you can't ask me that. You got to ask Brother Reggie. Jabari has always tried to bring peace with Reggie all the time.
Just even in our last conversation, when we had a disagreement on the title, when we went in the back chat, and it was just the three of us talking, this is not a secret. I'm not spilling anything. I said, Reggie, I think this is a good topic that we should talk about. But the animosity has to end. The anger has to end. And if there's anything I have done to contribute to that, I want to end that too. He said, nah, too much has happened. I can't do it. So I have always extended my hand to this brother, constantly. But when someone does things in an underhanded manner, it's really hard to trust them. This is underhanded. This is underhanded, family. And it wasn't just underhanded to me, it was underhanded to Rekedia Men, and it was underhanded to sa.neter. This is underhanded. This is not the way that you should behave. That's what happened. And Reggie says, he is untruthful. I came with Brother Small on the same day. We went to an African exhibit, then passed Jabari's group, greeting them and moved on with Professor Small. Professor Small was on my tour. Reggie, so were you. He was on my tour. So were you. And I greeted you with great respect and even said, this is a scholar. He has so much to share. I would love to hear him share. But instead of actually just doing that, you waited for me to walk a few feet away and then say, I can't do this. There's no meta-netter on this tour. Let me show you something. That's what you did. And you didn't just say it to Professor Small. You said it to the small group of people who were there. One of them came to me immediately and said, why did Reggie just do that? And I spoke to Professor Small. He called me and said, you need to come into some kind of peace with your brother. That's what happened. You didn't bring Professor Small on the same day. sa.neter, you were filming the tour. All we have to do is look at the video. Professor Small is there before Reggie is there. That is a lie. And I don't use that word very often. You know I don't use that word very often. That is a lie. I had personally invited Professor Small, and sa.neter had spoken to him as well. You just happened to be there. He just happened to be at the museum at the same time that I was leading a tour with sa.neter and all the other people that he knows from sa.neter Studios. Come on, man.
Well, let me ask you this, brother Jabari, Professor Jabari. It seems like the odds are stacked against you right now. It seems like the cards are stacked against you right now with Brother Reggie. Will you turn up the pressure on the debate and make Reggie pay for everything he have done leading up to this debate, brother?
I'm going to tell you exactly how a king of New York, Jalen Brunson, would have said this. I didn't respond to that madness before, and I'm damn sure not going to respond to it now. I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to give you the information. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you the information. And I want to be really clear. I want to be really clear that if that is, I was not on your tour. I never paid you. Never knew you were having a tour. How many of you believe that? sa.neter was already promoting the tour. He didn't know I was having it. He just happened to be there with Professor Small. Does that sound logical to this family? Does that make sense? sa.neter was promoting the tour. He was there. He didn't know I was having a tour. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. And then even if, let's say, for example, he's correct, which he isn't, couldn't he have just gone on with Professor Small and say, oh, I want to go to another area? Why did he have to say something negative about me? That's what he's not saying. If he was there with Professor Small, he could have just said, oh, let's go and look at this. I want to show you something. He didn't have to say, I can't do this. There's no meta-netter on this tour. Let me show you something. And not just to Professor Small, but to about 5 or 6 other people who are bringing up the rear. That's what he did. He tried to take my tour from underneath me. That's what he tried to do. And by the way, if Reggie was coming on my tour, do you think he would have to pay me to come on my tour? Do you honestly think that Reggie Mabry, someone who I've known for over 40 years, longer than sa.neter, do you think that he was coming, I would ask for money? He wouldn't need to pay me to go on a tour with me. All of what he's saying does this make sense? Sa.neter, did you pay me for the tour?
Nah.
Oh, wow, really? Did Professor Small pay me for the tour? No. The whether money transferred hands is not part of this. That's a ridiculous non sequitur. A ridiculous non sequitur. Do any of you believe what he just said? This is the same guy that went behind Sarah Sudin-Seti's back and helped the Hebrews. This is the same guy that said on my tour, there's no meta-netter on this tour. Come, let me show you something. Even if he was there with Professor Small by himself, which he was not. Why in the world would he need to say something negative about me? Why would he do that? And it wasn't just to Professor Small. It was several people on my tour. Why would he need to do that? This is the same person that talks about my ex-wife, my wife at one point, then my ex-wife, and now talks about my new wife. This is what he does. I have never gone behind Reggie's back to say anything negative about him, ever. Even now that we have fallen way apart. I just don't, that's just not the energy that I would engage in.
Do you think it can ever be repaired, though?
It's not on me.
It's a possibility. I think it can be.
It's not on me. I have made overtures. I just made the overture with you, what, 2 weeks ago, sa.neter?
True.
You said no.
No,
it's
he
not
didn't.
On me.
No, he didn't say no. He said yes.
No, he said no.
No, he didn't, Jabari.
You recorded it. You should play it.
Jabari, he agreed with you that y'all bring peace, that y'all make peace.
That is not what he said.
Yes, it is. You want to bet lunch?
Huh?
Let's bet lunch. Let's bet lunch. Yeah, look at you.
sa.neter, I would bet dinner. He said that it wasn't going to be, there was going to be no animosity for the debate. It was going to be a scholarly debate. But that is not what we're talking about. I said that we should get to the point where we're not at odds anymore. He said, too much has happened. I can't do that. Play it. You recorded it. You recorded it.
I think you might be right.
If a brother puts out his hand to another brother and it gets snapped away, do you think I would forget that? I most certainly did not forget it.
You might be right.
I didn't. Listen, you could play it if you wanted to. You should know. I didn't even know sa.neter recorded it. He told me later that he played a portion of it for the family when we agreed on the title. That means sa.neter, he recorded it.
Yeah. Reggie was here. I asked permission. I asked Reggie if he mind if I play it, and he said, yeah, you can play it. So he gave me the green light to play it. It ain't like, I played it behind
that for those of you who are saying, why can't these two brothers make up? You have to stop saying that. You have to speak to your brother Reggie and say, Reggie, why are you behaving that way? That's what's happening. That's what's happening. And you know what? Listen, sa.neter, I have lots of friends and family. It's not like I need him, but from my tradition, one of my tenets is I have not caused one to shed a tear. That's from the 42. It doesn't say I didn't cause one to shed a tear if it was my fault. It says I have not caused one to shed a tear. So that I will always try to restore ma'at with people, even if I think that I didn't do anything wrong. That's what I do.
So do you think that Reggie is just learning this stuff just
Learning
to
what?
impress the metal nature and the teachers? Hold up. Do you think he's just learning all of this information to impress people or to live out ma'at?
I think that this is an intellectual diversion for him. And I don't blame him. There's some people who learn this stuff just because it's interesting history. But he's not a practitioner. So he called me a beggar and attacked my degree. I didn't attack his degree. I described his degree. By the way, you should know that he never told the family what his degree was in. Don't make me play it, sa.neter.
Nah, don't play it.
Don't make me play it. No, I'm going to play it. Item was the title,
Let me get to
correct?
this. Let me get to this. Let me get to the back part.
If I can have a decent relationship with Tazaria.
All right, let me get to the back part where you was asking the brother for peace or something.
Go ahead. Adversarial.
I agree.
We've never agreed. Please be right. I know that you probably believe that I created that. I don't agree with that. I'm going to see it the other way. But we should be able to work that out. We don't have to agree, but we don't have to always be adversarial.
I agree.
We've never agreed completely. The basis of our relationship is that we used to debate, but there was never like animosity. And I don't like the animosity. I would like to get rid of it. Yeah, I'm not convincing you to join my shrine. You're not convincing me to be an atheist. That's fine. That's fine. But I mean, the animosity, we should be able to squash that. If I could have a decent relationship with Tazaria, why can't I have a decent relationship with a brother that I have known for so long? I don't understand why we're at this point. And you know what? In the debate, while we're promoting debate, we're going to say some things like, I'm going to beat him up. He's a loser, whatever. That's fine. That's like the drama around making it seem like contentious. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying that our issue is more than that now, and I don't like it. And I would like
if we don't do it live, I prefer we do. That'd be good. I prefer that we do it in a live debate.
Do it in person. I've been in person.
That's what I'm talking.
Because that's going to raise the income. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's that.
You
None
skip
of that is
forward
the problem.
from
The only thing is,
I know. We just talking about the live debate.
No. You after I spoke, you responded. You skipped.
Okay.
And I would say we do it in person and online because that's.
All right, I'm bringing it back.
You skip forward right after I said I don't like it. It should stop. By the way, I didn't even know you were recording this
debate.
I didn't know. You'd prefer that we don't do it live?
No, I prefer that we do it in a live debate. What you say, Reggie?
Go further. That's like the drama around making it seem like contentious. I don't have a problem with that. I'm just saying that our issue is more than that now, and I don't like it. And I would like
if we don't do it live, I prefer we do. That'd be good. Would you prefer live, Reggie? The debate.
You'd prefer that we don't do it live?
No, I prefer that we do it in a live debate. What you say, Reggie?
No, we're gonna do a regular debate like we always do in person. I've been in person.
In person, that's what I'm talking about.
Okay,
and I would say we do it in person and online because that's going to raise the income.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right. So that's that. None of that is the problem. The only thing is that we got a we got a debate topic. Yeah. Our relationship is a two-party type of thing. But so that's on behavior. No, that's on behavior. There's a couple of things that you said to me, to me, right? And I might have said some things to you, right? But on both things. but it's a two-party thing. It's on future behavior. We're working on our behavior. That's all I would say.
I don't have a problem doing that.
Are you all finished with this?
I don't have a problem with that, Reggie.
Yes.
I don't.
Are you finished? Because I'm finished. All right.
All right, I'm finished.
Y'all have a great and safe day. Okay.
All right,
Okay,
peace,
you
brother.
too. I stick my hand out to the brother and he slaps it away. That's the reality. That's the reality. And the reality is I don't need that relationship. I just think that it is unfortunate that this has occurred. And when elders say to you, you should find a way to resolve this, I try to resolve it. Because that is how I have used the Ma'at. He says, I have never talked negatively about Dr. Anika Daniels. I wish her happiness. No, you haven't spoken negative about her. Yes, you did, by the way. But one of the things that you tried to do is you want to weaponize her against me now that we're divorced. That's what you did. You did it live. People came back and said to me, why is he now asking that they should bring you on? Jabari's been on sa.neter for 10 years. He didn't say that. Now all of a sudden that we're divorced, we should bring Anika on. Come on, folks, you've seen it. You have seen it. You've seen it. Are you telling me that he's saying that your lying eyes are worse than what he's telling you? I didn't even know sa.neter was recording that. You just heard me straight up.
One question, Brother Jabari. I asked you earlier, and you tiptoe around it. Because Reggie said he's going to stumble you in the first round, and then he's going to give you the heavyweight blow in the third round and knock you out. Will you make Reggie pay for this stuff that he's doing, brother? That's what I'm asking you.
You should know I don't have the kind of animosity for him that would mean I'm going to make him pay for anything. I am going to beat the brakes, the doors, the tires off of him because he's wrong. That's why, because he's wrong. Has nothing to do with his poor behavior and his poor character. I'm going to beat the brakes off of him just because he's wrong. So let's be really clear. I'm the fact that he's
look at this comment. Look at this comment. I told you Reggie is the favorite now. You see what the people saying?
There are some people that may believe that.
Jabari is lying to all of us. Oh, yeah, my
I'm
God.
lying. You know,
Jabari,
the funny thing is,
man. Hold up. How did Reggie become the favorite over you, Jabari?
You already know what happened. Three things happened. First of all, you have always put a target on my back. And sa.neter, you know that I'm strong enough that I can stand up with the target on my back. Because I would have stopped you a long time ago if you did that. Number two, the other thing that you should also recognize is that this is a situation where I have had lots of fights with everybody. Fights with the Hebrews, fight with the Christians, fights with the flat earthers, fights with the Nubians. And so all of them, regardless of whether he's speaking bad about them, they just want to see me go down.
Facts. Yep.
And then the other thing, I mean, a good example of that, by the way, is look at the debate I had with Inky. Inky was supposed to be talking about whether Jesus Christ was a historical character. You would assume that Christians and Hebrews would really want him to do that. When he got up there and said he's not talking about Jesus, you would assume there would have been a revolt. They'd have been angry at him. They didn't do that. They just said, maybe he won. You would assume that they would be angry with him for saying that he was going to argue for the reality of their Savior. But they didn't attack him for that. The third thing that's happening is what I am describing with regard to Kemetic spirituality is unusual to most people. It's counterintuitive to most people. So those three things mean that I am actually the underdog here. And I don't have any problem with that.
Yeah.
I don't have any problem with being the underdog.
Yeah, let me say this real quick to our beloved brother Harwin. Shout out to you, Harwin. But you know, and everybody else know, you ran from Chuck Morgan. That is the reason why I said I'm no longer doing this. You kept coming with the tomfoolery, sign this and let's get this paper and let's do this. Brother, I ain't doing all that. We're going to do it the way sa.neter been doing it for years. You don't come here and change no goddamn rules and tell me how to do it. Either you want to do the debate or you don't. And it was quite obvious and evident that you didn't want to do the damn debate. You ran from it, brother. And that's the bottom line. If you wanted to do the debate, your behind would have been in a damn ring already. So you can say what you want to say. You can make up all the stuff you want. Oh, Star didn't want to do this. I sent Star messages. Yeah, messages not telling me when you want to get in the ring. I don't want to read all that other stuff. I ain't got time for that, brother. Either you want to do the debate or you don't. You ran from Chuck Morgan. And so what I did to save you a little grace was say, you know what? I'm going to cancel the debate. But really, people know you ran and you got scared. Bottom line. Simple as that. Go ahead, Brother Jabari. I'm done. I just had to address that.
Yeah, I hear you. And I just want to say to you, family, that, you know, I didn't come here to talk about the animosity that Reggie has for me. Not really. What I want you to understand is his underhandedness is actually affecting the information you receive. That's what I'm saying. I want you to understand that that's what I'm saying. Because you had the opportunity to hear from one of the most respected elders in our community, and he sabotaged that. That's what I'm saying. And the reality is, I interviewed her over an hour. I was going to play that here. Over an hour. And you would not have heard me say anything negative about him. That's not the energy the interview was done in. That's not the energy that it was done in. But then on top of that, she said, this is why I don't like being on sa.neter. He didn't disabuse her of that idea. I was the one saying you should come on to sa.neter. That's the reality. KW Simmons says, Jabari came here to snitch. I know right off the bat, you don't live in the hood. I know you don't. I know you don't, because this is not snitching. This is not snitching. When someone does something underhanded, you call them out for it. This is not snitching. That's not what this is. I'm not. Right. sa.neter's the cops now? I went to the cops? I mean,
oh, man. So, Jabari, you ready to open up the panel in case you got some questions here?
Sure, but I'm not going to be here long. I'm not going to be here long.
Open up the panel. We got Apostle that just came in. Apostle, what's up, man? You got any questions, brother?
Yeah, well, and I got a powerful statement that I like to say to Jabari.
Go ahead.
Real quick.
Peace, brother.
For the most part, me and Jabari has been at odds. But a lot of that is showmanship. It's not personal. Personally, I like Jabari. But it's always been a confrontation. I think that's professionally, because the way you, sa.neter, plays him up to be Mayweather. You know? Reggie, a little different. And because of that, I'm giving my support to Jabari. So anybody that is turning from Jabari and supporting Reggie, I really got a question. I don't understand it. I made a mistake today and I came on while Reggie was on. At the end, you're gonna be able to see it. It's right before Reggie closed out. I thought that was you, Si, because you told me at 3 o'clock you was coming on. So I thought that was your show. So he brought me up. And it shocked me that he brought me up, because he ain't been bringing me up. Asked me if I got something I wanted to say. And I'm going to be honest with you. That just shocked me, man. Because me and Reggie ain't got a relationship like that. And it caught me off guard, and I said, nah, I thought this was sa.neter show. That's why I thought you was just talking. But I ain't. You can go ahead and shut it down. I'm waiting on sa.neter. Like that, right? The point is, man, I'm rooting for Jabari to do what he always do. I do think, Jabari, you do better on sa.neter than you do on other shows. Because you get a little support and a little help from sa.neter. He covers you a little bit. So that's my opinion. I seen you.
No, you mean what you should say is sa.neter don't let them just dog you and rag you. You know what I'm saying?
That's the way I should put it.
That's the way you should put it.
Listen, I have to say,
now he's even telling me how I should say it. So,
I will say to you,
with this guy, man.
I have always said. I have always said that.
Call the other day, somebody, if I rock with sa.neter, and I told him, yeah, I rock with sa.neter. You know, he's my man, 100%. You know, Grant, that's my man. I rock with sa.neter. And I thought that was strange that this guy called me like that. But no, Jabari, I really hope that you just have your way with this guy. Really. So
I have to say
you too.
Yeah.
Hold up, let him go, Jabari. Let him go, Apostle.
Yeah. Apostle, I have always said publicly and privately that if we lived near each other, I would go to dinner regularly with Apostle. I think that we don't always have to see eye to eye on our doctrines. The reality is that my family is Christian. You know what I mean? I don't get rid of them because they're Christian. That would be ridiculous. We don't have to agree on that. I think you're a decent person. That's what I think about you. And so because I've always thought that you're a decent person, I feel similarly. And the thing is, when that video came, when that short thing that Reggie did before sa.neter came on, that was also meant to cause confusion. Because I called sa.neter and said, what's going on? You're not live? What is this? And when I came on, all I saw was Reggie dancing. I was like, you came on here to dance? What is happening? So, I mean, that's what happened. It was bizarre. And I said to sa.neter, I'm going to say it publicly. I said, I'm not upset. I just have to say, Reggie's weird. That's weird. That's weird. So anyway, just know that I understand what he was trying to do.
I think Reggie is doing what he do, is getting under your skin now, Jabari.
No.
And
Listen,
Reggie, he wouldn't have just did that. I think he knows what he's doing.
sa.neter, the reality is he's trying to get under my skin. But the reality is he said so many horrible things about me over the years and done so many things to people I care about that trying to attack me, that this is simple now. I mean, he can't do that. The horrible things he said about my elder. Just horrible things. Not even just things that were factual. Just horrible things. That more got under my skin than this. Now my elder's an ancestor. So, and he still says little snide things that are supposed to be referenced to him. He does snide things. I mean, he does that. So listen, that's the reality. He's not getting under my skin. He's not. But I do think that we should know what he's doing. I have to call it out and let sunlight be the disinfectant.
All right, let me bring in Jose. Jose, what's up, brother?
Good afternoon. What's going on, Jabari?
Peace, brother.
Can you define what you mean by literal? And number two, do you even know what Reggie's argument is anymore? Because I'm confused now as to what his argument actually is at this point.
I think you should expect that his argument might be a little convoluted, because the reality is that there are no scholars and there are no elders that make the argument he's making. Reggie is intelligent enough to know that. So his argument is going to be strange. Like he showed 2 lines of Medu.neter to say that Hoppy, the Apis bull, was a god. That's what he did. And I have known, you've all seen Reggie for many years. Reggie would always say that he wouldn't even pay attention to anything that was from the late period of Kemet. Maybe he didn't realize that I was talented enough to read the name of the pharaoh of the Nesubit. But I said, that's from the late period, is it not? What dynasty? He said, late period. What dynasty, Reggie? He could not answer. So for him to violate all of the things that he believes in order to attack me, let's be clear. Just a few years ago, he was saying what I was saying. Now it's different. Why? Because he heard it from Tahuti. And I said, but wait a minute. Tahuti can't listen to what are you talking about? Tahuti can't read the Medu.neter. He reads the text in English. He's been insulting me for years because I don't read the Medu.neter as well as he does. Now, all of a sudden, he's agreeing with someone because they read text in English. So, Brother Jose, you should understand that some of what he's going to say is a little convoluted. It's a little convoluted. He's going to ignore the fact that all of the scholars are very clear that the Apis bull is an avatar. You know the term avatar? The Apis bull is an avatar.
It's a Hindu word.
Yeah, it is a Hindu word. You know what the Kemetic word is?
No.
Wehem.
Okay.
Wehem.
Well,
that's the Kemetic word.
Well, he's mad at me because I disagreed with him, right, Jabari?
He said what?
He's mad at me now because I disagreed with him.
Sure. So now if you can show this really quickly to answer part of what Brother Jose is asking. Literal. This is what I'm saying here. This comes from vocabulary.com. To describe something as literal is to say that it is exactly what it seems to be. For example, if you put up a literal barrier to keep the world out, you've actually built a real wall. Literal is without symbolism. Literal is without allegory. That's what literal is. So when you see Ra as a falcon with the sun on his head, he is arguing that the Kemetic people actually are arguing that Ra is the sun with the falcon, is a falcon with the sun on his head. And by the way, Sosa 504 says, how do you spell that in a Medu.neter, Jabari? It's not spelled the way that the Kemetic people wanted to give you the sense of what we call it is what it is the single stroke underneath the determinative. That's how the language does it. So they did have a concept of what is literal and what is not literal. They had that concept. They didn't use the word literal, but the language, some of you who have studied the language know what I'm saying. When you see the one stroke under something, so for example, if you see the sun, it might mean Ra. But if you see a stroke under it, they're not talking about Ra, they're talking about the literal sun. That's how the Kemetic people described it. That's how they did it. They understood this. So I want you to be really clear about this. For those of you who have studied the language in the chat, because some people who have not have no idea what I'm talking about, can you put a 4 in the chat so you can confirm that what I am saying is how the Kemetic language works? By the way, I'm the guy that doesn't study the language, right? But I'm telling you how it works. Right?
That's what you're saying is true, because when they wanted to mean day, I think they put a stroke under it on
yes.
And I also saw him put up the word ma'at with a papyrus roll, tried to argue that that's something literal. No, the papyrus roll means it's an abstract idea. If you wanted to make her a human, there would be a human behind the name.
Yes.
Or a literal stroke that didn't exist in that example.
Ma'at can mean many things in the text.
Right, but
they have the determinative
and tried to say it's literal.
The determinative tells you what they mean.
Right, it was a papyrus roll behind the term. So
that literally means it is abstract. That's literally what it means.
That's what it means. But
when you study the language, you will recognize that our Kemetic ancestors. By the way, somebody in chat's gonna say our Kemetic ancestors. I'm talking about them as African ancestors. You have heard me say I am not arguing that Tutankhamen was my great-great-great-grandfather. That is not what I'm saying. I'm talking about in the sense of the African ancestors. Our Kemetic ancestors understood these concepts and they wanted to explain them to you in a way, if you read, you would understand what they meant. So
sa.neter, let me say one more thing. You know, I have a debate. Me and DMG have a debate coming up on the July 4th, right?
What's the topic?
The topic is what our African American ancestors forced into Christianity. So I'm on the negative side of that. So we're going to be doing that on July 4th.
I'm gonna say yes.
I said so too, but he doesn't agree with me.
Oh man.
So
yeah.
This is going to be my first debate. Huh? So.
Oh man, you got a good topic, brother. You got a good topic.
Yeah, I want you guys.
I'm gonna want to see that one.
Yeah, I want to see that too.
He said he's gonna put belt to backside. So that's what he told me. So, but
Brother Jose, you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna get me in trouble because on July 4th, I am quite sure my wife is gonna want to be doing something, and she's gonna be saying something. I'll be like, "Huh, what?"
Yeah, y'all know how to.
Why you have your phone out? Nothing.
Yes.
That's what's gonna happen.
We're doing it. We're doing it on July 4th.
And wow, that's very interesting.
My debate name is the Eye Smiter. So,
okay,
and that comes from the history of the Nubians shooting the eyes out of the Arabs when they invaded Egypt. They were shooting their eyes out.
All right, great. What's up, man? You got the floor, brother. What up? Unmute yourself. Go ahead. I hear you. Go ahead.
Hearing you?
Okay, yeah. I just want to say peace to everybody. First time on the panel. Been watching y'all since 2013, so I'm a big supporter of y'all, brother Reggie and brother Jabari. Quick question. I don't know if this is off topic, but I personally want to go back to when you said that he went back behind your back and called the sister. What about it? Seemed like y'all kind of glossed over that, but I feel like that's kind of you don't think that's kind of a big thing in a little bit for you to have a presenter come up to possibly give more information about the topic after he said you don't bring no one on the platform to speak at all, and as soon as you try, he kind of goes and makes a call and says whatever he says for her to respond back and say, this is why I don't go on sa.neter's platform. And I feel like that's kind of being a little glossed over. It seems like y'all stuck more on talking about the tour. And it's like, okay, not saying forget that tour, but y'all kind of already talked about that story about the tour. Let's talk about this phone call. Isn't that kind of, I don't want to say sneaky. I don't want to say snakish. But it's something, and I just want to know how sa.neter. I wanted to know personally how sa.neter felt about her saying in the message, "This is why I'm paraphrasing, but she said, "This is why I don't go on sa.neter. This is why I try to stay away from that." So I just wanted to speak on that, man, just real quick. That's all. If I can.
The way I feel about it is, damn, I would like to have her on the show, but I don't. Now, my personal feelings with brother Reggie and Jabari, I don't think Reggie intentionally made it look like he didn't want her to come on my show. I can't say Reggie did that to make her not want to come here. I can't say that. I can't say that, Jabari, but I understand. It hurts to hear her say, I don't want to go on sa.neter's show. I think she said that only because she don't want to get into the middle between you and Reggie. Now, if y'all didn't have this argument and all that, I think Reggie would have brought her right up here on the show if y'all wasn't debating. That's just me, Jabari. That's what I'm saying.
sa.neter, what she said, I know you have to say that because Reggie has been your friend for a long time. I've been your friend for a long time. Right. But I want you to be very clear what she said. She said, this is why I have always opted not to be a presenter on sa.neter. She's saying not just this time, but always.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
I think I got to take into consideration that she can't handle the smoke. if she said that.
The
she know a lot of people up here gonna bring the smoke and go in.
Is, you know what the reality is? You've had elders on and not try and had people. You don't let elders just get smoke on your channel. And the reality is that I was suggesting I was going to play an interview.
Right.
That's what I was going to do. She wasn't going to have to be here for it. That's what happened.
Can I speak? Well, enjoying.
I don't want no screaming matches. I don't want no screaming.
No, definitely not. So in my preparation for the debate, I have talked to different elders. It took me 3 weeks to call Dr. Ricchetti. I have a special relationship with her. I took the classes with her in like '85, right? And I know her throughout the years. She's very reclusive, so you don't see any videos anywhere except for something that she might have done many years ago. So she generally does not do that. So I did call her, and she did tell me, no, I got to be careful. I don't like to say what a person says. So ultimately, at the end of the day, the end result is that that post that he put up. Right now, Dr. Ricchetti has allowed Baba Bonacci, who is in her school, to teach, and I brought Baba Bonacci on. So anything that Dr. Ricchetti would like to say, Baba Bonacci normally says, and there's others in the school, and so I would bring on other students of the school. I have always brought on guests for sa.neter, and I've always done my duty with on the platform of partnering with him to bring on other people, or even in doing interviews. But this debate is not about my name, right? It's not about my name. It's on the topic is, are the neteru, the neter and the neteru, are they literal? The other thing that stuff that occurs is what occurs on the Professor Small tour situation. I have been trying to take Professor Small to the African exhibit at the Met, and uh, that's where we were. Then we walked out of that, and we were going into the Egyptian tour, and that is where I met Jabari's group. And then after whatever he said happened, we continued. We continued. He greeted everybody, and we continued to the other to the Nile Valley section. But he had already been tired from the African tour because of his he had some health issues at that time, and so we left. We were never part of that tour. We just saw, and oftentimes when I go to museums I see lots of groups, so that's not actually true. I'm going to dig in the videos to see if I still have the clips of Professor Small in the African side, which he wanted to go to because that's his work on the West African side. So that's not true. We're going to have a debate, and people are going to take sides. But ultimately, the reason that what sa.neter is doing is having us debate a very important question, which has to do with the central system of the Nile Valley, which is the neters and the neteru. And in that, I have made observations. I have debated. I have called out the shrines many times. I called them out myself many times. I've debated Jabari on the subject because he stood up for the shrines. sa.neter has the footage. We could play that. As far as Dr. Onika Daniels, I interviewed her. It's very interesting because I don't have a large circle of people that I talk to. I'm not a chatty patty. right? I do everything online for the public. So whoever said that to you, I wish them the worst, because then that is something. If I want to say something to you or her, I would say it. With her, I said, "Wow, uh, she would like. I think that she would like to extend her education on the channel. She's not on the channel. She's not a possession. A woman is not a possession of a man, especially if she's talented." And I did interview her, and she is very talented. And uh, um, maybe sa.neter could put that interview up, because it was a good interview of a sister in that tradition, right? So, and on the issue of our making up and on all of that, I said clearly on that thing, it became future behavior. I based it on future behavior. So after that, we got into this thing where he called me a beggar. And again, he talked about my degree. And so that's future behavior. So when I see future behavior, now you want to call me, you want to talk about my economics and you want to talk about my degree, uh, then we can never be friends, right? We can never be friends. There's no reason for us to be friends. And so if anyone called anybody else on those types of words based on now, I could critique I could make critiques of what I call modern comedic traditions, which I do, and I haven't had a debate with him on it.
So Reggie,
Yes.
does this mean you stand on what you said earlier? You're going to buckle his knees in the first round, and then you're going to give him the ultimate blow in the third round by knocking him out. Is you standing on that?
Yeah, absolutely. On the first round, first of all, he has to get up. He has to get up from the first round.
All right.
So, metaphorically, hyperbole, non-violence, just to give you a physical thing. I'm just based on what the natural rule is, I'm going to crack him in the jaw. And then after that, then I'm going to give my essays. I'm going to give my essays that I've written, because I've written several essays on this to deal with different aspects of the neters and the neter rule. On the third round, if he survives, right? But I think he's just going to be wobbling. It's going to be a TKO, right? But I'm going to drag him for the rest of the rounds, because listen, there are full conferences on this subject, right? There are full conferences on this particular modern conferences on this subject. When he puts up a picture and he doesn't read anything and he says that's allegory, that's metaphor, and it's not literal, well, and he didn't read it, then you can't just pull up something on a tomb wall where Africans put it in on their last days, right, for their afterlife, because that's what they believe. So why would they put up something fake that they didn't believe on their coffins and tomb walls? That doesn't make any sense. So for them, it was very, very literal, very real, very actual, right? And you should just a person who calls himself a comedic priest should just leave it there. That's what they believed. You don't have to believe it. You could reinterpret it. I don't have to believe it. I can reinterpret it. But first thing I'm going to do is try to find out what they in fact believed and what they wrote. I'm going to give respect to that.
All right. Go ahead, Jabari.
Really quickly, I just want to say, notice that he made it sound like he was there with Professor Small, and he did not respond to what he said. He said, I can't be here. There's no meta-netter on this tour. And he didn't just say it to Professor Small. He said it to other people that were there. Notice he did not disagree with that. So
no, I did not.
I did not interrupt you. So even if what you are saying is true, and it is not, then what you are saying is that you want us to forget what you did when you walked away. The other thing is this. It is true that Dr. Rekedia Man does not speak to many groups. And I convinced her to actually do a video that would be publicly available, Reggie put a kibosh on that. And in doing that, she ended up saying something negative about sa.neter, which clearly Reggie did not disabuse her of that idea. That's what we have to recognize. The final thing I have to say on this is, notice that he's trying to explain something else he did so that when you see it, you're not going to think that he's also doing something snaky. Notice that he said that he also interviewed Dr. Anika Daniels. So that's what he's planning to show. He thinks I'm going to get stumbled by that. Now, I want to be really clear. I've been on here for a long time. sa.neter has interviewed Anika. That's not an issue. And by the way, while we are no longer married, I know what her ideas are on this issue. I have no issue if anyone interviews her. Why would I have an issue with that? But I want to ask you, family, why did he do it now? He has known Anika as long as he has known me. All those days we were debating, Anika was standing with me when we be debating in front of Sekou's table in the 90s. She was there. Why is he interviewing her now? You all are too astute not to see the really weak game that this brother is running. You can see this. And I want you to also hear something that is really important. There are no scholars that agree with him. He's going to try to spin their words. There are no scholars. Mario Beatty doesn't agree with him. Raketia Men doesn't agree with him. Imfundishi doesn't agree with him. All of these important scholars don't agree with him. So he's going to try to do a real flim-flam. It's going to be interesting. I'm going to enjoy to see the flim-flam. But just imagine, family, you all could have had the word from one of the most revered priestesses and scholars in our community, and he stopped that from happening. And how did he stop it from happening? By saying we were going to have an argument on sa.neter. That's kind of ugly. Really? Really? I don't expect sa.neter to say anything here. I don't. Because that would be out of character, and sa.neter is a very loyal person. But that is not how you repay loyalty. It's not.
Go ahead, Reggie. Unmute yourself, Reg.
So I didn't bring up Dr. Anika Daniels in this whole debate. I just responded to what he had said about me talking behind her back, right? So I didn't target her. I have respect for her. She has always been kind, right? Throughout our discussions and debates, right? So I have never said anything negative about her, right? I am always curious about the people telling you things. Now, on the issue with the museum tour, I was not part of that tour. I didn't register it. It just happened on the same day, right? And we run into groups and people. And I was already doing a tour with Professor Small, right? Because he had not been to that exhibit that on the Nelson Rockefeller exhibit on what they call primitive. So he had not been there. So then I was on my way to show him the Nile Valley and then read for him, right? Because he wanted to see the reading. He knows he's Professor Small. He knows about the history, the culture. He said the last time he had been there was with Dr. Obanga, and he was curious about some of the writing. So I can say I definitely made that comment, but that comment was to let Professor Small know that let's continue to what we were doing, because you're not going to get any reading of the sa.neter from my opponent. You're not going to get anything You can read captions, maybe a few kings' names or ruler names, but you're not going to read any scripts whatsoever. You're not going to read the Hotep Dino Sut. You're not going to read the hymns to Rai. You're not going to read anything from Mentuhotep. You're not going to read anything. You're going to get it described. So that was just my point of view. But that has nothing to do with what we're going to do uh, soon. What we're going to do with on soon is we're going to deal with what the neters and the neteru are. And we are going to deal with your gloss. The neters are real, but they're not literal. And then they're not actual either. And they are how forces and energy work in the universe. We're going to deal with the literal part, but it's all connected. I disagree. The reason why we're here is because I disagree with his incoherent statement. Something is real, but then it's not actual. It's incoherent, right? It's vague, right? So it came down to literal. Now, the funny part of it is those are his words. They are not actual. They are not literal. I mean, they are not literal. So I am gonna my side is I am going to debate the positive that in their world it was literal, right? In their world it was actual. In their world there may have been metaphors, but it was metaphors based on with their belief. So I'm gonna debate the positive. He's debating the negative. They're not literal. They're metaphors. They're divine. What he calls he uses the word divine a lot. Uh, Divine. They are divine allegory. Well, if you say that they're divine allegory, then they're not real. But then the Bible can be real. The Bible's real, right? The Bible gods are real, but the Nile Valley Africans are not real, and they're not actual. They're real, a vague word, but they're not actual. So his words are they. So the Christian God, Jesus, is very literal, very actual, right? Very real to their believers. But he's going to go and he's going to try to destroy Africa by saying what we believe was just forces and energy. Uh no. They believed that they were entities, divine agents, beings. They controlled they controlled powers and energy only if they granted to you, right?
All
Just
right.
like the other tradition.
All right. Thank you, Reggie. Let me no, save
I'll
it.
wait.
Save it.
I'll wait.
I already know where you're going. No, Jabari, I know where you're gonna go.
I'll wait.
Save
I'll
it
wait.
for the debate. Brother Lai, you on the call, brother.
First and foremost, as always, peace and blessings to you all, as well as your families, as well as the people in the chat and your families as well. To both you, Jabari and Reggie, Hotep, to both of you brothers.
Peace, brother.
I'm happy
Peace.
that both of you brothers were able to both get on the platform together and hold a dialogue in a respectful manner. Hopefully, as we would say in Islam, inshallah, one day, hopefully, both of you brothers can make an amends and get past your indifferences, inshallah. The question primarily for me jumping on was for sa.neter to ask you a question I had earlier put into the chat. The next show that you have coming up, would it be possible for me to cut and paste and send the link to a friend of mine's? Because I also wanted to have it where people overseas can also chime in onto the show tonight in regards for Islam.
Of course, brother. Yes. Yes, of
Now,
course, indeed.
just the reason why I'm informing you about it, because one of the brothers that I'm sending it to, most of the channel is going to be, you're going to see a whole lot of Arabic in the chat.
It's
So
all
I
right.
want you
Yeah, it's all right.
Okay, I'm just making you aware of it. You'll see a whole lot of Arabic in the chat, and you'll also see a lot of Wolof in the chat. So I'm just
That's
making you
cool.
aware of it.
That's cool. Bring the crowd, baby. Bring the crowd.
Okay.
Bring the people. They all the same to me. They all got the same mind. Don't matter to me. If he Arab, if he a Shiite, if he an Imam, it's all the same to me. They all have that same one way thinking. Like Apostle said,
you are going to be held responsible for every word that come out of your mouth.
See? In the words of Apostle.
Stop all this stinking.
So it's all good. Do you have any question for Jabari? Brother La, before I move on.
The question that I have, you know what? I'm gonna stay. I'm not gonna ask them no
Come
question.
on, ask a question, brother.
Nope.
Yeah, man.
Nope.
You might have a heavy question here.
Stop being a coward, man, and ask your question.
Elder, why you gotta call me a coward, Elder?
You're a coward, man. You're a coward, man. You're a liar. You're a coward, and your brother lied.
All right, let me move on to Tahuti forever. What up, Tahuti?
Peace. First off, sa.neter and Tepe, do I have permission to speak?
You don't need to ask permission from me. Please go ahead, dear brother.
Right. It's a, you know what? It's a lot of Tahutis. Damn, I'm glad I put my name together. It's only one sa.neter that I know of, man.
There's only one Tahuti forever.
Yeah.
Get ahead, brother Tyler.
I'm definitely an initiate of Jabari Osaze. So, of course, this debate it's important to me. I think it's a very powerful debate. The reason why I'm coming on here is because I have a perspective, and I want to ask the other teacher here, Brother Reggie, who I have a lot of esteem and respect for, a perspective, because the way I look at it, when I attach this to the teachings, I literally see Jabari as a SAR, right? And I see, yeah, we're going there. I definitely see Brother Reggie as next, right? In a respectful way. Yeah, Brother Reggie will come on here, he'll say, I don't care if people like me. I don't care how they feel about me. I'm bringing this and I'm bringing that. And he'll come with that energy. So my question is, as far as that perspective,
Reggie not here.
What? Reggie not here.
I'm here. Oh wow, I can't.
Yeah, Reggie's up there.
My eyes messing me up, man, right now. Go ahead.
I was like, what you looking at, sir?
Yeah.
Because I definitely respect Brother Reggie's scholarship and the information and the teachings that he displays and his lineage coming from Dr. Yosef Ben Yaakov. And I was listening to the live that you did 30 minutes prior to this episode, and where you discussed Dr. Yosef Ben Yaakov and the important role that you played toward the end of his transition. And I just want to say I do respect you for that. I'm not really going to speak on I'll speak on the debate really quick. Obviously, sa.neter and Tepe, Jabari Osaze, is going to be very direct, clear. He's going to be in reference to the definition. Like he brought up I'm not sure what the definition was from. It wasn't Webster, it was another definition, but another source. But he's going to be strictly to the point. And in order for this debate to actually occur, to happen, because obviously we know the Neteru were not, physical, right? But we're using the word literal. So the only way we can actually have this debate is if we expand that terminology to include things such as, I don't know, people that have the same name, that were literal people in the past. And then, Asar is literal because so many people have the name Asar, so many people have the name Haru. But this is going to be a terminology type of this is the way I look at it. I look at it as it's going to be terminology. But my question to Brother Reggie is, how do you feel about that perspective as far as set in Asar?
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, but you're frozen. Are you frozen?
No, he's not frozen. I think
he's frozen. We can still hear him.
No, he moved.
Yeah. Okay, so I think a piece to you, Tahuti Forever. I think I read a post of yours. Did you mention someone named Danny Simmons?
No.
Okay, because there's another Tahuti forever, or at least you were on the thread. Um, okay, well, um, the Nile Valley has lots of different texts to describe things. So Heru and Set were battling. It's an African story as whether the uncle should receive the kingdom or the son should receive the kingdom. So there was a challenge, and it became really nasty. Uh, but at the end of the day, the elders got involved and they granted it to the son, Hor, right? But they gave Set a special role on the solar boat that he's the first to defend against the Pep. Uh, so if you want to say that Jabari is Sar, can you still hear me?
Yes, we hear you.
Good. Then he's deceased. He's done. He's deceased. He's done. So if he's a Sar, he's done, right? So he's in the duat, and the duat could be the duat with Ray, the cosmic, or it could be the duat in the what they call the netherworld, right? There are about 3 different ways in which you can express the duat. So he's done. He's in the duat. So he got to be resurrected. So thank you for that analogy because Set pretty much remained for the how can I say a Hor had to the son of Hor had to the son had to be the avenger of his father in that context. But Asor is dead, is deceased. He's deceased ancestor, and he's in another world. So good. Jabari is in another. I mean, my opponent is in another world. So thank you for that. Hope I answered that. Hope I answered that based on what you said, right? But Set himself is on the solar boat, and for the rest of the kingdom, he is fighting for the kingdom, right? So even though he had a bad name and but he becomes one of the giants. He's in front of Ma'at, right, on the solar boat. He's in front of Husia and Heka, right? He's on the solar boat. So if you want to call me Set, then fine. But one thing is true: your opponent, if you call him a Sar, he's deceased.
All right, thank you. Real quick, let me let the people know there's limited seating. If y'all coming in person, I would say the place is only going to hold. I'm only going to let 50 people in to see it live. But those of y'all can watch it on the Zoom channel. And here's
the people that get turned away, sa.neter, because the problem is you're only going to let 50 people come in, and so we have to do something with the tickets because then people will come and they could only watch it on their phones.
sa.neter, if I could suggest for the people who buy tickets, they should email you to let you know they plan to be there in person.
Right.
Because there are going to be a lot of tickets sold from folks that are obviously not in person, but it might be hard to distinguish between the folks that plan to be there in person and the ones that are going to be.
It's your fault, Jabari. You were supposed to be you were supposed to be getting the college auditorium for us. You fell through. That fell through. Ooh. So it's your fault, brother, on that part.
Yes,
so
it's my fault.
The next best thing. And let me let y'all know, 2279 3rd Avenue, Harlem, New York. It starts at 4 o'clock. I'm going to tell y'all, please be there early, at least by 3 o'clock. At least by 3 o'clock. So that way you can get a good seat. And y'all have a good seat right there. And so for those of y'all who's going to be looking at it through the Zoom link, because y'all don't want to miss this debate, I'm putting the Zoom link in the chat right now. Get your tickets. You won't be able to bother me because I'm going to be sitting live with them. I won't be in the house being able to put all this stuff together. So you got to get your tickets now while I'm here. Get your tickets now. It's about to go down. Brother Jabari and myself, we will be on Brother Rich channel coming up Monday. And then me and Brother Reggie, we're going to follow up on that.
Okay, well, I have one thing. So, sa.neter, I have 4 people that are going to get there early, right? That's Brother La and his wife, and that's Nana Sudu from Philadelphia, and he's coming with his companion. There's 4 people that that on my side that have to be there.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
So they will be there early, but I don't want to have any problems with Nana Sudu.
I want you to get there early as well, Reggie, so we can make sure your computer is compatible with the projector that I got. And didn't you use my projector before? It's the same one.
Yeah, I did it with another computer. That computer crashed, so I am going to have to talk to you and check with you. But you're trying to get a lecture out of me, and if I come there to do a lecture while I'm testing the thing out, then
just be there early, and you can test it out at the spot.
Because we have to test it out to make sure that it works. Otherwise, I won't be able to present.
All right, when you come over here to my house, you got to at least show 10 of your slides to me.
No, I do not have to show anything.
So I can record them.
I ain't showing nothing.
Reggie.
Wait, stop. I'm not showing none of my slides.
It's mandatory that I record your slides, Reggie.
No, that's not in the contract. Why am I going to give you any information about me? You think I'm stupid? Oh. You think I'm stupid? Like, why am I going to give 10 of my slides to you?
Why did you take that literally? It's a joke.
Yeah, see what I'm saying? Reggie don't know it's a joke, bro.
No.
Yeah, Reggie, you don't know.
I'm joking too. I'm joking, ha. I'm Bronx joking. You hand joking.
All right, hey, let me get Suntan with the master plan up in here.
Yeah,
Suntan.
I gotta get out of here soon. My wife is
I got you. Yes, sir. Last question by Suntan. Let's go, Suntan.
All right, peace, man. It's gonna be peace to Reggie, peace to Brother Jabari, peace to the long lost distant man, Apostle. We don't see you this much. But here's my question right here. I'm glad Tahuti Forever kind of brought that up because this thing is going to be sort of literal and sort of symbolic. Because if the way I understand it, and I'm not so familiar with the text, Jabari, me being around Jabari and Reggie, I understand, especially Jabari, that you can take on Asar as to yourself and be an individual. You can be Asar, so that don't mean just because the original Asar, the symbolic Asar is deceased, that don't mean that you can't take on Asar in your lifetime. Am I saying that wrong, Jabari?
I listen. Reggie messed up that story.
All right. Well, I just want to leave it alone. I'm gonna leave it alone.
Listen. Let's be clear. Let's be clear that in the whole of the pairings, Asar returns to life. So He said that he's deceased. I mean that, but he also said that he doesn't believe any of them are literal or existed, but the ancients did. So what he's really saying is that he knows better than the ancient Kemetic adherents. That's what he's saying.
All right, well, let me finish with this. I think this thing, man, I'm not taking no sides, Jabari, because I really understand your position and understand that you know your literature, because I've been around you enough, and I understand Reggie's as well. So what I'm going to do is learn a lot from this debate. That's what I'm going to do, because I don't try to put myself into this debate, and then after it's over, then I can go and analyze and see what's what, right? Because for the simple fact that both of you guys are scholars in your own way, right, to the subject matter. However, I understand it as just as a literal person and as a person with intellectual sense that the thing is symbolic and it also can be made literal. See, I understand that concept. So if a person don't understand that concept, then they're going to be looking for a man walking around with a falcon head and making decisions and things of that nature. So this is going to be a great learning for me. I try to stay out of it.
All right. Thank you, Suntan.
Yeah.
Thanks,
yo,
brother.
DMG, where you at? Where you go, brother? Yo, DMG.
Is DMG there? I didn't see
Yeah,
him.
he came up. I don't know what happened to him.
Yeah, DMG, where you at? Come on back. Ron Rob. Oh, hold up.
There you go. He's back. You got him, Simon?
All right, yeah, I got my man, the infamous DMG. Brother, thank you. I love the song, man. I played
Hey, shout out to the panel. This is gonna be super quick. I want to say this gonna be a powerful debate between two powerful brothers, both of which grace my platform with their presence. But I want to say more importantly than what's gonna be an epic debate, I'll be 50 years old this October, and I realize I probably got more time behind me than I do ahead of me.
Yeah.
Because of that, if there's any chance, any opportunity for the friendship to be reconciled, I hope that both brothers will think about it once all of the debate business or before the debate business is settled.
Right.
Because I think that's more important than even what is, I believe, going to be an epic debate, another epic event put on by the king of consciousness, sa.neter. But I think because as we age, our mortality become more of a clearer picture. I think it's important that if this friendship or anything, any remnant of it can be reconciled, I hope both brothers will try to do that.
Hey, DMG, before you go, I want to say, hold on. I want to say, brother, you yourself have a debate coming up, and you're taking on Jose.
Yes, sir.
Alvarado. You're taking on Jose Alvarado, and I'm gonna let
Francis.
I know. I just said Jose Alvarado. That's the New York. Jose Francis, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's a heavy title, DMG. You taking on the title that? Oh man, I don't know what made you take that on.
I don't want to give nothing away, sa.neter, but I'm gonna say this.
Right. Hold on. Let me say it, brother. If you want DMG, you can do it over here, and you can do it on your channel at the same time. It's up to you, brother.
I was actually gonna reach out to you and talk about that. So if you're giving us that opportunity, I will definitely take it.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's gonna be a powerful. Jabari said, man, he's gonna try to sneak away from the wife to see that. But that's on the 4th of July, brother.
Okay, yeah. That's why we're doing it. I wanted the irony of, we just celebrated our actual Independence Day on Juneteenth, but I wanted the irony of having this debate on what's supposed to be the 250th anniversary of this country, where our people didn't have any such luxury. So, yeah, we're gonna get that in, man, and I think it's some nuances to what our ancestors went through as it relates to their enslavement that we don't often talk about, and we're gonna get into it. So I hope you give us that opportunity. I'm definitely gonna take it.
Send me the flyer, brother, so I can help promote that, brother.
I got you. I got you.
I want to answer.
Hold on, Reggie. Hold on. Apostle is asking you.
Already. No, you
hold
did
on,
that already.
Reggie. Hold on, Reggie. Apostle is asking you, what's the topic?
What's the topic? What's the title?
The topic is, and salute to you, Elder Apostle. The topic is, was Christianity forced on our African American ancestors during slavery?
Okay.
And we may shorten that a little bit. I don't want to clog up the thumbnail with the resolution, but that's pretty much the premise. Was Christianity forced on our enslaved ancestors?
Okay.
All right, go ahead, brother Reggie. Thank you, DMG.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Make sure I get that fire, brother.
I got you.
All right.
So, no, there will be no reconciliation. Right? There's no friendship. Right?
Come on, man.
There's always room for reconciliation, man.
Okay, I'm talking. Okay, so here's the thing. My particular life has been a lot of different things been in my life. My mother's tragic accident, right? Me having to go to court for on what happened with a job I worked 16 and a half years with, and me having to deal with other responsibilities of still helping and supporting my son. The minute a person calls me a beggar for simply asking for a revenue stream for my business, which is my Cash App business, and then attacking my degree, those things are irreconcilable for me, right? And no, and it's going to be irreconcilable for Mr. Osaze.
I can't hear nothing.
It will be.
We can hear him.
It's going to be irreconcilable for Mr. Osaze. He just doesn't see it yet, right? And so he said, "Bring it on, Reggie. Do your worst." I am going to do my worst, right? Because you attacked my degree, and you attack my degree, and you teach in an institution that grants degrees like mine, and you're a professor there, right? So it is going to be irreconcilable. So all I have to do is say, I'm not threatening you because you said bring it on after I said if you don't. So you continue. So then we will see how that works out for you, Professor, right? We will see how that works out for you, because it's your words that you attack me as a person and my struggles. And so then you ask me to forgive you. That's like Iran asking America for Iran to forgive America after they decimate people's how can I say families, right, with attack. I can understand. I'm not in agreement with Iran, but I can understand Iran's sentiments, right? So you did that. So there's no. I'm not reconciling that. I'm not reconciling that, because we don't do that. You don't champion your life, right, and the so-called success of your life, and then you call another.
I can't hear nothing.
We hear you. You don't hear. That's your problem.
Yeah, I hear everything.
You got to go out and come back in, Rob. That's all.
Yeah, that's Brother Rob. That's your end. So I want to say to anybody, there are with the European. It's not reconcilable with the European what they did, right? I mean, we can talk, we can work for them, it's not reconcilable. But no matter what, this guy calls himself a high priest, and he says that he does ma'at. So not reconcilable for me, not reconcilable at all, DMGs. So that's my that's my point of that.
Right? All right.
Let me say something really quickly. First of all, I think Reggie has it wrong. I did not ask him to forgive me. I never said, please forgive me. I never said that. So I'm sorry. That's actually very funny. I never said, please forgive me. And by the way, he says that I called him a beggar. I did call him a beggar. I did. I was teasing, right? Obviously, I didn't say he was on the corner of 125th Street and Adam Clayton Powell Boulevard with his hat out. At least I haven't seen him do it. Maybe he does. But let me say to you really clearly, very clearly that he was asking incessantly for Cash App. He does that regularly. I'm not the only one that has said that. But let's be really clear. Before I ever said that, he attacked my business going to Kemet. He said, look at these people paying him to go for Kemet. They're spending all this money. Why are they doing that? It doesn't cost that. He did all that years ago. The thing that is so funny to me is that when I respond, he can't take it. If you're gonna throw a punch, you have to not have a glass jaw. And Reggie's jaw is made of the weakest, flimsiest glass that anyone has ever seen in the sa.neter TV studio community. He talked about my community. He talked about my tours. He talked about my shrine. He and I keep saying this because the thing that's good about Reggie, the one thing that's good about Reggie is that when you catch him in something, he's not going to say he didn't do it. He just won't mention it. So he did say those things to Professor Small and to the other group that were around. He did never asked Anika to do an interview before, waited for us to get divorced to interview her. I mean, listen, this is not the way that your mans and them is supposed to respond. That's not how you roll. DMG, you know I'm right. And I even heard, I don't know why he thinks I'm not going to hear this. I even heard the things he said about my current wife. Now, listen, if anyone had done all of that, most people would be very angry. Do you know what my real response is? You know how I really feel? Pity. Pity. Because I have been living rent-free in this brother's head for over 15 years. And I owe him some money. So when I'm saying he's begging, maybe I should put some money in the Cash App. The reality is all I ever do is talk about what he's done. And my responses are milquetoast compared to what he does to me. But the reality is I am a priest of Ma'at. And if you saw me flip out, you would say, what happened to him? How many brothers on this panel? We have all brothers on this panel. How many brothers on this panel would get really upset if someone you believed was a friend was talking about your wife, trying to weaponize your ex-wife, and then talking about your current wife? I'm from the hood like y'all from the hood. There's a lot of places where I would have to do something to him. I'm a priest of Ma'at. I would not do that. All I have is pity. Because I don't know why he does that. And I really don't understand why he doesn't realize that people are going to tell me what he did. Last time we were on here and he said, I don't know who's squealing and telling you what I said. I said, Professor Small told me what you said. He said, oh, now you're squealing on an elder. Notice he didn't say, I didn't say it. Today we got him to admit that's what he said. Folks, if you were running a tour and your friend, notice my air quotes, was there, greeted you, and then as soon as you walked away, by the way, you should know it's at the beginning of the tour. Reggie's never been on the tour with me. He doesn't know whether I read or not. Just like he's never been in my shrine. He doesn't know what I do in my shrine either. He has some very strong opinions, but I don't know what they're based on. I have no idea what they're based on. So if you were leading a tour on camera and someone waited for you to walk away and said something negative about your tour to the people who were on the tour and to the elder that was there, what would you do? Instead, I said nothing. I heard it the same day. I didn't say anything for years. After a while, I said, at the very least, I should let people know that this is how he behaves. Because there are some of you that think he's your man, Brother La. You better watch both hands, because while one of them is giving you a pound, the other one is stabbing you in the back.
Oh, come on, Jabari.
That's how he gets down.
Come on now, Jabari.
Listen, he just sold out sa.neter to an elder yesterday. You saw the text. You saw the text. I didn't say it and then not show it to you. Do you know how long I thought about whether I would show you what she typed? She might even be upset with me showing you the text. But I knew that if I didn't show you the text, you would say that I was not telling the truth. That's what he did to his man. I have always supported Reggie. And he says, I'm making fun of his situation. Ask Reggie a question. Did Brother Jabari ever go to the place he worked and say, we need a computer technician? You are qualified. If you say you want the job, I will give it to you. Because I will tell them, this brother is my man, 50 grand, and they will hire you right now, today. And Reggie said, no. Ask him if that happened. Now I'm telling you everything because I have nothing to lose. We're not friends.
Watch the smoke.
So now he wants to make it sound like I'm hurting him. All I've ever done is tried to be a brother to this brother. So listen, if that's what he wants to do, that's what he'll do.
All right. Jabari, I don't want to hold you too long. Your wife already gave us permission to have you for pause. Your wife gave us permission to borrow you for about a couple of hours.
Yep.
And we got 2 hours in too, matter of fact.
Yep.
So I want to thank you, Brother Jabari, for taking the time to come on over. DMG, the infamous DMG, man. Listen, I want everybody to be at that debate. That's going to be a good one too. That's going to be a hell of a good debate. And I know DMG got to have something up his sleeves to take on that title, because, you know, everybody and their mama believed that that stuff about, we were enslaved and it was forced on us. So that's going to be a heavy, heavy debate right there, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. July 4th, 3:15 Central Time. That'll be 4:15 Eastern Time. The big homie then decided to let us do it over here, so it's going to be on the HOK and on Paradigm Shift TV 314. Y'all come out and see me put belt to backside on my brother Jose.
Wow, that's going to be good. And yo, DMG, I want to say, man, thank you, brother. I appreciate the song you made for me. Let's hear it.
The infamous. Yeah. House of Consciousness.
You see that, Jabari?
Salute the architect.
DMG.
Brother sa.neter.
DMG.
If knowledge got a home, you know where it's at. Let's go!
I see you in this song too, Jabari.
Let's go.
King of consciousness.
Put respect on the name, built the platform for the culture.
Change the whole game.
Different views, different paths.
Everybody got a lane.
When it's time to build the people,
sa.neter leads the way. King of consciousness.
We appreciate the work, gave a voice to the unheard.
Put the teachings first.
From the elders to the youth,
helping all of us learn.
House of Consciousness forever.
Watch the wisdom return.
Before the algorithms, before the trends and hype, he was putting scholars on and bringing truth to light. Opened up the microphone, let the people speak. 7 days a week, dropping jewels for the streets. He gave a host of worldwide fans with diverse minds, from Professor Small to Brother Easy Band. Zion Lex on the screen, bringing knowledge and facts. Brother Reggie in the building, always ready to rap. Bunk West brought scientific concepts with a different perspective, making viewers think deeper, asking critical questions. Pastor Bennett with the scriptures, bringing faith to the table. Captain Taz debating, always willing and able. Nat Paul teaching lessons, giving people direction. Shaka bringing knowledge and aggression. But the Jabari dropping African history, building a stronger connection. The list goes on.
That's a fact.
No exaggeration.
He helped introduce great minds
to an entire generation.
King of consciousness.
Put respect on the name.
Built the platform for the culture. Changed the whole game.
Different views, different paths.
Everybody got a lane.
When it's time to build the people,
sa.neter lead the way. King of consciousness.
We appreciate the work.
Gave a voice to the unheard.
Put the teachers first. From the elders to the youth,
helping all of us learn.
House of Consciousness forever.
Watch the wisdom return.
Some got big followings, some became a star, some were neighborhood legends, some were known from afar, some were elders with wisdom that the youth never knew. Without this platform, many names would have slipped through. He gave space to the Christians, gave space to the Comedics, Hebrew Israelites, atheists and academics, Pan-African voices, revolutionaries too. Different ideologies, but everybody came through. That's the beauty of the mission, that's the reason it survived. You ain't gotta agree to have a seat and go live. Economic liberation, mental freedom in the air, teaching self-determination, putting black power everywhere.
Some came for the debates, some came for the history, some came for the culture, some came for the mystery.
But everybody learned something.
Hey.
Everybody got a chance.
Hi.
House of Consciousness.
Help the people lead faith.
Yeah. What? Whether conscious or religious, whether skeptic or believer, whether scholar or beginner, whether teacher or achiever, he gave room for the dialogue, room for growth and reflection, room for disagreement without destroying our connection. That's rare today in a world full of division. Everybody wants an echo if you tackle the real mission. So salute the contribution, salute the decades invested, building the greatest archive the community's ever been blessed with. Many channels came later, many platforms took notes,
but the house of consciousness
keeps the movement afloat.
King of consciousness,
put respect on the name,
built a platform for the culture, changed the whole game.
Different views, different paths,
everybody got a lane.
When it's time to build the people,
sa.neter lead the way. King of consciousness,
we appreciate the work,
gave a voice to the unheard,
put the teachers first, from the elders to the youth.
He helped all of us learn.
House of consciousness forever,
let the wisdom return.
House of consciousness, a place where ideas meet, a place where voices grow. Salute, brother, from your brother, the infamous
DMG.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's powerful right there.
Man, y'all got me catching feelings up in here, man.
Hey, DMG, how, man, you ain't got to
right? Huh?
Was that him, right?
My name mentioned not one time.
Oh, man.
What's
my bad, Elder.
Here, man?
Hey, Elder, I'll tell you what.
It's gonna
Elder,
don't worry about it.
I'm gonna do a remix, Elder. I'm gonna do a remix.
All right, come on, man. I'm catching feelings, man.
Hey, I like the way you got the man and the woman and going back and forth. That joint is hot right there, brother.
Man, that's nice.
Yeah, they got an app, man. Anybody that got something they want to say. Yeah. I write poetry for those who don't know. And I had wrote that poem a while ago, but now you can turn your poems into songs. And there we go.
7 star, man. You got work to do, brother. You got work to do. 7 star, get it in too.
Okay, salute to the brothers. Salute to the brothers.
Yes, sir. I got some new songs I'm gonna send to you, sa.neter. I got
hey, Jabari, if you want to roll, you can roll. Yeah, but right now, man, listen. 7 star, he gets busy as well. And I'm gonna play one more. Brother Star right here. Here go brother 7
I'm out, okay? I'm out.
All right, gotcha.
Salute, Jabari.
My man,
family.
Let's get it.
K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity.
Let's talk about a place called the land of the blacks, where science and culture was a tangible fact, where language and history was written down in sects of stone, where African indigenous ruled in flesh and bone. For thousands of years it was just their home, till invaders came in and possessed their homes, trying to take their identity with enmity, their divinity and energy. So let's remedy their villainy. Now we changed the tide, you can't hide with false claims and false names and false pride, false outrage. We've turned the page, your confidence is frayed, all your fabrications are slayed and have no sway.
If you think we here to play, we're here to say on any given day, we not afraid to catch the fade. K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity.
My people are comedic, the Greeks called them Egyptian, and with purpose and force change their descriptions, depictions, their ethical inscriptions, their medical prescriptions to alleviate afflictions of deceitful symptoms of evil intentions. Now the suspension of their wisdom has been free from your prisons. Didn't think we would catch you, shipped the nose off of statues, so you could tell the lie, so we dispelled the lie. We inhaled, exhaled, repelled, expelled the lie, liar. It's time
to retire. Your time has expired. Laps collapse, thrown in the fire. Burn, baby, burn, you pariah. K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity.
I give thanks to Cheikh, Annie Diop, and Dr. Bennett, John Henry Clark. They brought us in. Professor James Smalls and Anthony Browder. D.I. Lobinga, we couldn't be more prouder. Jabari, Osaze, Dr. Reggie Kaba, Kamania teachers. Our scholars, our brothers and fathers, our ancestors' achievements. We see it, we breathe it, we free it. Their accomplishments in our past and their bereavements.
K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. Oh, K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history. They civilized many lives in antiquity, and their influence live in ubiquity. K-E-M-E-T is where a lot started in history.
I'm like you now, Apostle. I'm mad as hell too. He ain't even put my name in that joint. How you don't put the king of consciousness in the song, brother? You naming Reggie and all these other people, man. You know Reggie because of me. You know
you right, Sal.
But it's all good,
that song is a banger, though.
Yes. I love it. I love it. Nice and smooth. Nice
Thank you.
But anyways, Suntan, you want to close us out, brother? All right, Dr. Reggie. No, let me go to Apostle, man. Apostle, close us out with a prayer, brother. Yahweh, what Yahweh talking about?
Nah, man. Look, don't play like that, side. But I will say,
hold on, brother. Hold on. Why you gotta say play? I'm not playing, man.
Well, let's just say I don't want my people to be confused that all of a sudden I'm gonna pretend that I'm in service or whatever like that, or I'm gonna take this lightly. Just understand my point of view. Prayer is very spiritual for me, and I don't take it lightly. But I will say, may the peace of Yahweh be upon each and every one that's here. And I will say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Ben Ha. Excuse me.
Yeah, you
got me misspeaking.
Yeah.
Kal Halal, Yahweh Hashem Hamashiach
Kada.
Yahweh Shah Barakatha.
There you go. Hey, I want to ask DMG a question. I'm not going to bring it to you, Apostle. I'm going to bring it to DMG. He's a bona fide Christian as well. So I want to ask DMG. DMG.
What's up, bro?
Cam up, brother. Let me see your face, man. Let me ask you a question, man. Do you agree that, first of all, who do you believe is God? Is it Jesus, or is he the Son of God, or is he the God?
He the Son of God, and he God as well. He the second member of the Trinity.
Okay, so Jesus is God.
Correct.
Would you say Jesus, the God of the Bible, knows everything?
Correct.
Does the God of the Bible set people up to kill them?
Does he say? I wouldn't say it like that. But if you're saying, do he know they're gonna be killed?
No.
Of course.
No. I'm gonna say it like this. You can say yes or no. Does the God of the Bible set people up to kill them?
Give me an example of what you give me an example. Because I don't know if I agree with the terminology.
I think you know what I'm talking about, brother. I told you.
Go ahead. Give me an example. Give me an example.
Then you're gonna know where I'm going with it. I don't want to do that.
No. Listen, if it's biblical, I'm with it. See, I told you, I'm not gonna get up there and try to apologize for God. God is a man of war. If he sets somebody up to be killed, he sets somebody up to be killed.
All right. Is God a setup artist who sets you up and then kills you? God don't need to set up nobody. He don't need to do a trick. So does God set people up and kill them to kill them? Does God?
Again,
question, man.
I wouldn't use that terminology. But
hold on. Let me tell you, GMG. What people do is they make an excuse for God. Oh, the reason why God did that was because he did this and because he did that. So I'm gonna say, does God set people up to kill them?
I'm gonna say no based on how you turn.
Okay. God knows everything, right?
Correct.
God is the most powerful, right?
Correct.
God is the most loving, right?
Correct.
Okay. When we look at Adam and Eve situation, why? And all right, now let me ask you this too, because I want to go ahead of myself. You said you said no. God don't set people up, right?
No. Right.
Was there evil on the planet before humans existed?
Yeah.
I'm talking to DMG, Apostle. I don't want to talk to you because I don't want to get you upset.
Okay.
Repeat that for me. You said was it what?
Was there evil here before human being come on the planet? Was there evil here already?
I would say so.
Oh, so you would say evil been here. But if God is loving, why would he create evil on the planet? Now, let me move forward.
Go ahead.
God set Adam and Eve up. He brings them in the garden, and then he goes on to say, don't eat from the tree of good and evil. Be quiet, Apostle. I'm not talking to you.
Knowledge. That's important.
Apostle.
Let him get it. Let him get it out. Let him get it out.
I don't want to put you in the back. I'm not talking to you. You know you can't deal with me with this, brother, and I don't want to get you upset. So I'm dealing with DMG. So I'm asking you, DMG, he created Adam and Eve and puts them in the garden and say, don't eat of this fruit of good and evil. So right there, that's showing you evil already been here. Way before Adam and Eve. God already created evil. Did God know, being that he knows everything, that Adam and Eve was going to eat the fruit? Did he know that?
Yeah, he knew what they was going to do.
So was it a setup?
No, it wasn't a setup because had they obeyed, let me ask you this.
What you're saying now, brother?
And I would ask you a question in response. Would it have been a setup if they would have did what God said?
No, but that's not it. See, what happens is God knows. Hold up, God knows everything already. Nepal, I don't like you here when I'm dealing with this type of stuff, baby. For real, I don't like you in this discussion.
Shout out to the Queen of Consciousness. Shout out to the Queen.
Hey, so I want to make a comment when y'all get through.
Hold on. So what I'm saying, BMG, God knows everything. If he knew that Adam and Eve was going to eat the fruit, it had to be a setup. It got to be a setup because look at what happened. He punishes all womankind because of what Eve did. He punishes the woman because why? Eve ate the fruit. So God
that don't make it a setup though, because again, they could have just obeyed him.
All right, watch this. Let me give you a scenario. If I take one of my friends that's supposed to be my friend around the corner, because I know when I take them around the corner, they're going to shoot them up. So I get some and say, yo, brother, come with me around the corner. Are you going to say I didn't set them up? And I know what's going to happen when we get around the corner?
That's not the same thing, though. So if some people tell you, hey, if you bring DMG around here, we're going to shoot him, and you take me around there to get shot. That's a setup. Now, if you say DMG, whatever you do, don't go around there. Now, you may know if DMG go around there, he gonna get shot. And you telling me don't go around there, and I go around there, even though you knew, you told me not to do it. Did you set me up, or did I just not listen to you?
What you just did was took what I said a different way. That's not what I said. This is what I said, DMG. I know what's going to happen because we've been on the phone already. Yo, just bring the brother around the corner, and this is what's going to happen. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And I say, okay, cool. DMG, y'all my brothers. Let's go around the corner for a minute. And I take you around, not you. I'm not going to even use you. I take the brother around the corner, and the brother get hit up because I knew what was going to happen. Is that a setup? Am I setting the brother up? Yes or no?
That is the setup. That's why I said what I said. But you didn't answer my question though. If you know, if somebody tell you, hey, if you bring him around here, we gonna shoot him, and you say, hey, don't go around there, brother, and you adamant.
No, that's not a setup because now I'm telling. See, you're saying it totally different. That's not.
No, I'm not. I'm saying you know it's gonna happen. You know it's gonna happen. And you tell me not to do it because you know if I do it, what's going to happen? That's not a setup.
I know that. I agree.
That's what happened.
I agree with you. No.
God knew what was going to happen. God knew what was going to happen if they did it, and he told them not to do it. They still did it. It's the exact same scenario.
Can I say something real quick?
No. Hold on. Apostle, how many times I got to tell you you're not in this? If you want to be in it, I could bring the fire to you.
Let us build, Elder. I got it, trust me, Elder. I got it.
Because you're gonna end up cursing me out and getting mad because you can't deal with the logic. So what I'm saying, DMG, if I tell you don't do it, don't go around the corner, now I'm not setting you up because I'm telling you don't go. But if I'm there to walk you around the corner, knowing that something is going to happen to you and not tell you, I'm setting you up. That happens all the time with a woman. A woman can bring a man to the hotel knowing that he's getting ready to get robbed and she knows it. And when he goes in the shower, that's called setup. So God knows if I'm telling you not to eat this fruit, but I know you're going to eat it because I already know. I know everything. But I'm telling you not to eat it. So what I want to do as the God, I want to make an excuse to blame all women for what Eve have done. According to this is where I'm.
Let me walk out my scenario one more time, Si. You know, and I'm using myself. Now we know this will never happen, so it's just an example. You know, if DMG go around to the corner of 125th and whatever street. If some brothers waiting there, they're going to ambush him and they are going to kill him. You know this for a fact. And you tell me not to go around there. I take it upon myself. I hear what you said. You telling me what's going to happen if I do it. And I go anyway. You didn't set me up. I just didn't listen to you. Even though you knew what was going to happen. Because you didn't make me do it. I did it. I made that choice. So it's not a setup. Now you can say you can put it another way and say that he set them up to fail, and I couldn't do nothing but agree with you because if he knew they was gonna fail, then that's a whole nother thing. But to say he set them up, no, they just disobeyed him. Just like I wouldn't have listened to you in our scenario.
Do you agree with that, Suntan?
Just a little bit because DMG missing out the major word. DMG, you my man, right? You missing out the major thing to this conversation. God gave man a choice. That's the key to this whole conversation. He gave he gave his entire manhood a choice to do right.
Absolutely.
So once he gave him that choice, sa.neter, he understood what was going to happen. God knew what was going to happen, but he gives you the choice to make.
Beautiful.
Hey, Suntan, I know you know the Bible, Suntan. What do God say the wages of sin are in the Bible?
The wages of sin is death.
So if God tell us that and we sin anyway, having been told that, did God set us up, or did we just do what we wanted to do, understanding what the consequences would be?
We did what we wanted to do because we had a choice.
Exactly.
That's all I was interjecting.
All right, so check this out, DMG. Is it possible? Yes, is it possible that God did what he did, set them up so he could show forth his power, brother?
I wouldn't say he set them up. I would say, if you want to say everything that happened from a historical point in terms of God happened because it was in his will, then yeah, that I would agree with that. I just don't agree with the word set up, because ultimately,
right,
if we make a choice to do something, we make a choice to do it.
Right.
You ain't gonna agree with that. Hey, Suntan, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Get on the screen, Suntan. Come on.
In the chat.
Look, Sa gonna get somebody. Sa gonna get somebody today. Look.
All right, Suntan, read, brother.
Have not the potter power over the clay of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor and another unto dishonor? What if God, willing to shew his wrath and make his power known, endure with much long suffering the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
Oh, right there, backing me up. Romans backing me up. God,
Romans is killing you dead.
Quiet, Apostle.
You don't even realize it.
Apostle really want the smoke, man.
Yeah, give him the smoke.
Really want the
Brother
smoke.
Reggie, I'm gonna leave. You should be promoting the debate. You can.
I know, brother. I got you, Reggie.
I'm gonna leave because this is.
I know.
Lost the fact that we're actually
debating. Hey, yo,
I'm still promoting it, Reggie.
Hey, Apostle, take that out the chat. I think Nepal put that in the chat, the comments in the chat. Take the comments out the chat, Apostle. You heard?
Yeah, hold on.
Yeah. So go ahead, finish off, read it, Elder Center.
All right, this is the 23rd. Them words right there, let me see.
I know, that's what I was saying. Why she put that in the chat, man?
Hold on, let me see. I think I can see through it. And that might he be known the riches of his glory on the vessels of mercy, which he had afore prepared unto glory.
Oh my God. Right there. It's saying it, DMG. What do you get from them scriptures right there, DMG?
DMG still with us?
I don't know.
I think he left.
Nah, his screen's still up.
Yeah, his screen's still up. I'm looking at it. He's still in the chat too, but he must have went to do something, Si. Oh, now he dropped off.
Yeah, he probably fell off. DMG got up out of here, boy. Shout out to my man, DMG.
Go and handle Apostle. He want the smoke.
Yeah, I ain't gonna mess with Apostle. I ain't doing that. But okay. Apostle, you gotta stop, brother. I be trying to let you live, man. And you see, I went to
the point of letting me live, Si.
Yes, it is.
You can't
I did not put those. Excuse me, Daquan. I did not put those comments
in a trap. That's all you're doing.
Oh, you ain't put that in the bar?
Apostle. Yes, and just say my name is so. We're working on things.
Can you get it out for me, please?
Yeah, Apostle I didn't put it on there.
I know. Can you take it off for me, please? That's all I'm asking.
Yes, I will take it off for you. Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Apostle, I'm trying not to be combative with you. You are my big brother. You are my big brother, and I'm trying to give you that respect. All right, brother.
All right. You gave DMG respect. There's a way of doing things.
Now I was getting ready to respect DMG up
and still being respectful.
I was getting Apostle. I be going in on. I was going ready to go in on DMG, and he sensed it and said, "Oh, let me get up out of here."
Oh, okay, that's what you call it.
Yes. Now you know damn well. Hold up, you know damn well, and everybody else know. In Osaze 7 Osaze, you there?
I'm here.
All right.
I'm here.
Everybody know that deals with logical thinking that God set them up. If God knows everything, He knows everything. He knew that Adam and Eve was going to eat the fruit. And so by them eating the fruit, what did he do? If he ain't set them up, then why punish them? Why punish them for eating something that you knew they was going to do? Why even put the tree in the damn garden?
So
why
you
even do that?
So you can be able to make a choice, man.
Yeah,
he don't make
Did you hear
serve.
what DMG said?
He don't make you serve him, sa.neter.
Hold up, Osaze. Number one, they don't know what the hell choice is. They ignorant as hell. They don't know that, brother.
Nah, that's commentary, man. They made in the image of him.
Brother. Yo, Apostle, be quiet, please. Elder Suntan. They don't know nothing about that until they eat the fruit. That's when they begin to get knowledge, brother. They mind open up. They realize that they naked. They look down and be like, oh, I'm naked. And begin to sew tree leaves together. They don't know nothing about no good and evil. They don't know nothing about, I'm giving you, what you said, the word you used? Yeah, they don't know nothing about, I'm going to give you a choice. They don't know that. What are you talking about?
No, they do. He gave them a choice. He told them not to eat from the tree. So the only choices they knew was to either eat from the tree or not to eat from the tree. Right. And then the snake came and gave them some more knowledge and said, hey, if you eat from this tree, God is lying from you. If you eat from this tree, you're going to know good from evil. And then even when God found out that they ate from the tree, he was upset because they knew good from evil.
Yeah.
It wasn't the fact that they gained knowledge. It wasn't the fact that it was about their choice. It was the fact that they gained knowledge and they were like gods, like them now.
Yeah, so why was he mad? Why was God mad if he came back and seen that they ate from the tree? He still knew they was going to do it. Why?
Exactly.
Because God knows everything, Apostle.
Go ahead, Apostle.
Yeah, he shouldn't have been mad. That's a great point. He shouldn't have been mad at all.
You muted, Apostle.
Thinking you don't know what God knows, so forget it.
There you go. Look at that defending God. There you go.
With God. You're trying to make yourself equal with God. But God's ways ain't your ways. And your ways ain't God's way. So forget about it. You'll spend the rest of your life here. And when it comes time for your ass to die, you ain't going to add one day to your life. God's going to call you home, and that's going to be it. You're going to be dead, not knowing nothing. Keep playing with him.
DMD phone died. His phone died. That's what happened. So let me ask you another question, Apostle. And I'm going to, being that you want the smoke so bad, I'm going to make you. I'm going to be quiet, brother. While I'm asking.
Way of being respectful.
This is what I'm talking about. You can't deal with it, man. I'm talking right now. So, Apostle, I'm going to make you condemn God, and I'm going to make you see it right now. Watch this. How many days to the Lord is one day, Apostle? Apostle, now you don't want to talk. See, when I ask, a day unto the Lord is what, Apostle?
A day unto the Lord is like 1,000 years, and 1,000 years is like unto a day.
All right, now I want to ask you, how long did it take God to make this earth?
Don't know.
Good answer. Good answer, Pastor.
On that.
I love that answer, Apostle. I love that answer. You was on.
That's a good answer.
Apostle knew I was going to kill him on that. So if a day unto the Lord is like 1,000 years, then you would have had to say 7,000 years that he made this earth. So you can no longer use 7 days, Apostle. Y'all feel what I'm saying?
Well, it would have to be 6 days because he rested on the 7th. So it would be 6,000 years.
It would be 6,000.
Yeah, you could. I mean, in theory. Hey, Si, why your voice went away? What, you hit the mute button? Oh, okay.
Anybody got any sense? We know the creation we see in the Bible is a recreation. We know there was something before the first day and the second day. That's why the Bible says that on the second day, the world was what? A void and empty. God doesn't make anything void and empty. It became void and empty because it was life before Adam and Eve. There was time before Adam and Eve. And you're going to find that out very shortly when those creators, those created beings.
It wasn't life before Adam and Eve.
Well, you'll see. You'll see. Then you can go on and believe this world is 6,000 years old.
It wasn't life before Adam and Eve. And I know you're going to pull the trick of Nod. Where did them people come from, Nod?
Nod. It ain't got nothing to do
You know
with
where them people come from?
it was already created.
Do you know where they came from, God? The Nod people?
No, they exist from 126.
I know where they came from.
Where? Came from Genesis 126.
No, they came from the seed of Adam and Eve. They lived to be 900 years old. It wasn't just a day where they said when he kicked them out and they ran. They went right over there to the land of Nod, where it was already people there already. So they didn't.
Right, because people existed before Adam.
Because Adam and Eve had children, bro.
Not until they came out of the garden.
Listen, man.
Not until they came out of the garden.
Adam lived to be 900 years old, Apostle.
935, sir.
All right, to be exact. Thank you. So are you telling me that God
gave
so are you
time when he left?
Are you saying that God lied, saying that Adam and Eve was the first on the planet?
God didn't lie.
Well, God said Eve was the first woman.
No, he didn't. She said he's the mother of all living. That's after the flood. She's the mother of all living because everybody died in the flood. He cleansed the earth.
Eve came after the flood or before? Did Eve come after the flood or before the flood?
She became the mother of all living after the flood.
But she existed before the flood, right?
Sure, it existed before the flood.
Okay.
There will be no reason before the flood. Why was the flood? To get rid of life. Except for who? Except for who? Noah and his family. So everybody except for Noah and his family died. And they were told to replenish the earth the same way Adam was told to replenish.
But Noah is descendants from Adam and Eve, right?
Right. He's the 10th.
Okay, so it's still going from Adam and Eve's lineage. Noah was just the last one.
But the point is, it was only those 10. And when it came
but you can't escape the fact that the Adam and Eve's lineage.
Stop talking while I'm talking. Everybody else was dead. They died in the flood, except for Noah, his 4 sons, his wife, and their wives. Everybody else died.
And they were descendants of Adam and Eve. What? You can't get away from that. You can't get away from that, Apostle, that Noah and his family were descendants from Adam and Eve.
That's why she's the mother of all living.
Okay.
Because everybody that's living came from her.
That's what sa.neter said.
Come from her. They are dead.
Wait a minute. sa.neter said she was the first woman. How can everybody come from her if she wasn't the first?
Because there were other people while she was living. After she died, there were other people in the earth that were not of hers knowing.
Show that in the scripture where there were other people before Eve.
When Cain asked God, when people see me, they're going to want to kill me. The only 3 people were living was Eve, Adam, Cain, and Abel. Cain just killed Abel. But yet he was worried that when people saw him, they would want to kill him.
Well, what timeline was that? They never gave a timeline for that, though. How many years in between when he saw people?
All you got is that information. If you do anything else, you're adding.
I doubt it, because if they're the people, if they're the first people, then who would the people be? You'd have to use common sense, right? Who would be the people he would encounter?
He wasn't the first people. If you read Genesis 1:26, you'll see that when God made man, he made man male and female. He made them. And from those people that he made, he selected one. And he called that one Adam personally. Not Adam Nah, but Adam. Not Adam Nah, but Adam. Meaning man instead of mankind. God made mankind on Genesis 1:26 and 27. Okay? He selected one person, man, Adam, and he sanctified him. And he gave him his spirit. He blew in his nostrils the breath of life, giving him his spirit. So Adam and everybody else are called pre-Adamites. Pre-Adamites. Before Adam. That's who.
So what was the name of those people? What was the name of those people that he created in that first book in that first chapter of Genesis? What was the name of those people?
They call them pre-Adamites. Look them up.
Wait a minute. No, in the text called them pre-Adamites?
No, God called them man and mankind. He called them male and female. He made both of them together. He didn't make one and then put them to sleep and all of that kind of stuff. That was the Sabbath day. The God, the Most High, rested on the seventh day. He didn't do any work. His work was done. He had created man.
Well, when did he create Adam and Eve if his work was done on the seventh?
Him on the sixth day.
He created him on the sixth day.
On the sixth day. Then he selected from amongst mankind a man to represent him.
But I thought he already created man in the first one. He created a separate man.
I said, then listen. Then he selected, just like he chose Israel among all nations, he chose Adam among all creation.
Where does it say that at? In the text? Does it say that in the text that he chose Adam over the other people?
Yes.
It's getting bad.
Yes, Adam. Christ is the second Adam.
It's getting weird.
Adam was the first.
Hold on. Let's stay in Genesis. I just want to know the text. Can you show me the scripture? I'm trying to learn here. I'm trying to learn from you, Pastor. I'm asking questions. I'm just trying to learn from you, sir. I'm trying to get an understanding.
Because I'm not going to do this. I'm 71.
You're not willing to teach me?
And I'm not going to keep going over
May I speak?
and over and over.
Go ahead, Ashay.
Wow.
Go ahead, Ashay.
Go ahead, Ashay. Go ahead, Ashay.
Go ahead, Ashay.
According to that wouldn't even make that wouldn't even make no sense based off the conversation that me and sa.neter was having about last month when we was talking about when he was even bringing about the helpmate, right? Remember he's bringing about the helpmate.
Yes, I remember that.
Amongst the animals for him a helpmate. If there was other people, then why the hell would God be looking amongst the animals and not the other people that don't talk while I'm talking and nobody do that?
That's a great point.
Right?
Hey, let him teach.
That's one point. That's one point.
Let him teach.
He hated. Don't do that. Don't overtalk me on this.
One mic.
Now he didn't want to just tell you the truth. And that's because this book was written in all different time periods. All of these first chapters, they don't belong to the exact same time period. So they just put this stuff together. So it's really like a Hebrew remix, a Hebrew shuffle. You know what I mean? It's like a mixtape. For real.
Yes.
And you want to know, this is one of the killers. No Hebrew Israelite can answer this. They subscribe to the idea that David fought a giant, right? Goliath.
Right.
But that would mean that God is either dumb. That would mean that God is either dumb or insufficient. Because they say he stopped talking while I'm talking. Anybody do that to you? You being highly disrespectful. I couldn't even ask a question. I wouldn't even dare intervene to ask you a question while you talking. You know how you get.
Okay, go ahead and finish, Ashay. I want to get
what we see is that this God, he must have been either dumb or just didn't know what he was doing. Because he's supposed to flood the earth, right? Like the man just said. Give it all the abominations, all of the things, and then reset it with this one family. And that's Noah and his people, right? And they couple wives, I guess. Now, dig this. How the hell is David fighting Goliath later on? Where does this bloodline of giants come from? If you only got Ham, Shem, and Japheth. So my question to be to the Hebrew Israelites, what lineage does Anak come from? Because they try to hide and say Nephilim mean men of renown, but we got several other terms that refers to giants as well. We have the Hebrew term Rapha and the Raphaim. You look in the concordance; that's a race of giants, and we have the Anakim, the sons of Anak, right? So, what bloodline does of Anak come from out of Ham, Shem, and Japheth? Watch them just say Ham just because.
Go ahead, Apostle.
Bomb squad.
Hey, you muted, Apostle.
All right. All right, real quick. I ain't gonna be up there long.
Hold on, Si. Let me answer it. In Genesis chapter 6, it says about the giants. There were giants in the earth before the flood and afterwards. Now, how they got there afterwards, I don't know. It don't say it. It says that there were giants in the earth before the flood and afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Now that's what it says. All right. So
no answer.
You can dispute it, but you can't
answer,
say
bro.
It doesn't address it.
All right. What you got, Si? You muted.
Suntan and Apostle, this is what I got for y'all.
Go ahead.
I always say they have a free will or they have a choice to make. Which one you use, Apostle? Free will or choice?
Choice.
You use choice. Which one you use, Elder Suntan?
Choice.
It's not none of that.
What is it?
It's coercion. That's what it is. It's called coercion. Will you pull up the definition of coercion for me from 7 of South? And I'm
in the car. Ask Ashay.
I say put up the definition of coercion.
Get ready for
and I'm gonna tell you this.
I'm not quite sure how to help.
Why is it that every plan that God always come up with always fails? God failed. Quiet, man. God failed every plan in the Bible. Every plan he failed. Every plan he failed his mission. And so when we say, yeah, it's coercion, I was saying. Because if I was to tell you, God said, yo, hey, I'm gonna let you do this. If you do this, this is what's gonna happen. Look up the word coercion. I'll say. Oh, better yet, can you read the definition of coercion for me, please?
Coercion is the practice of persuading someone to do something by using force or threats.
Do y'all understand that? Do y'all understand that? Coercion is what?
Yes.
It's the practice of getting someone to persuade them to do something by threats. If you do this, I'm going to kill you if you do that. That's what God has given them. It's called coercion that God has given them. So it's not no goddamn choice. It's not a choice.
That's a great point.
Think about it. Because when you say a choice, yes, it is. Yes, it is.
I got you right here, sir.
Go ahead, read it.
Yes, the Bible portrays humanity as having the freedom to choose through the exact philosophical term.
But it's really not a freedom to choose.
Why you didn't let me finish?
All right, go ahead.
Y'all argue with yourselves. I'll check y'all
later.
Yes,
the Bible portrays humanity as having the freedom to choose through the exact philosophical term. Free will is not directly used in the scripture. From the beginning to the end, the biblical narrative emphasizes that God grants people ability to choose their actions and ultimately their spiritual destiny.
But do you really? That's enough, Suntan. But does God really give you something to choose? Does he give you time to choose? Do he really do that? It's called coercion, what God gives you. And y'all got to understand that. Watch this again. Can you break down the word coercion? What does coercion mean?
Coercion means forcing someone to do something against their will by using threats, intimidation, or physical force. Word breakdown, prefix. Co,
never does that.
/ thoroughly. Root, from the Latin coercere, meaning to restrain, shut in, or hold together. Suffix, ion, the act or state of. Essentially, it is the act.
So when you say God is giving you a choice, what kind of choice is this? If you do this, don't eat that fruit in the garden, because that's the fruit of good and evil. But if you eat that fruit in the garden, I'm going to do this. See, God don't tell you what he's going to do if you do it. You see what I'm talking about? So
here's what you're saying, sa.neter. God is only giving you a positive or negative choice, right? Not all choices are positive or negative. You can have two positive choices. You can have two paths. I can either go here or go there. Don't mean that necessarily which path I take is going to be negative. I'm making two choices. But what you're saying is the coercion part is because there's going to be a penalty of death or pain. Your choice is either this or that. So of course you're going to be forced to make, for the most part, the right choice, especially under those penalties.
So is it really a choice that he's given you? I told you before, God, according to the Bible, sets people up. When he told the brother Anon to go into your brother's wife and produce a baby, God knew he was going to pull out. How come God ain't say, nah, don't do it, because I'm going to pull out? So when he pulled out, what did God do? He slaughtered them. So God set the brother up to kill him. That's a setup, y'all. How come y'all don't see that? Anyway.
And look at the choices. Are those two good? Are those two positive choices? When you just said that right now, I'm looking at the choices that God gave him. Either do that to your brother's wife or you're going to die. Now, as a human being, I wouldn't want to do that. Are those two, how are those two, any of those choices
wasn't that positive? A widow situation?
Hey, yo, I got to go, y'all. And I'm going across the street. Nepal is having a powerful debate over there on the HOK Coliseum right now. And that's where I'm headed.
You should have told me that sooner.
The link is in the chat. Let's go. Peace and baby. Everybody, I'm out of here.
Hey, son, Apostle took off.
I know. I don't want to beat him up. I'm tired of beating up Apostle.
Damn, Apostle.